So guys, hi, good morning, good afternoon, welcome to 737 Aviation with a little delay today, so very sorry for that, take my apology. I got a bit stuck in the traffic, unfortunately. So, welcome to Charles De Gaulle Airport, and we are flying 737 300 as requested by many of the viewers. We are going to use the IXEG 737 300, and as probably some of you know that I do have some previous experience flying in real 737 Classic, which is one of my favorite airplanes I flew, and definitely my favorite version of 737. At the moment we are stuck in, I think it's Victor 4 stand in Charles de Gaulle. We're going to fly to Frankfurt and then continue from Frankfurt down to Munich. And as you can see, probably we are live on Vatsim as well. So if you wish to join me on this sector or the next sector, the flight plans are all posted on the link in the description. So this airplane by IXEG, it's one of the better ones. Maybe they're not the best ones, but one of the better ones. And of course, you have a lot of options in here. But I guess we went through that in some of the previous streams. So I really enjoy flying that. Feels really good manually. And yes, we have the ground supply here. And the cockpit is nicely made. It's just missing some FMC functions. So it's nicely done in terms of systems, but FMC is a bit lacking the options. But otherwise, really nice and enjoyable aircraft. Let's switch on the battery and switch on the ground power. Start the IRS. And let me just double check if you can hear me well. I guess you can hear me, and I see you can hear the airplane as well. I do recommend using the headset for the flight, as IXEG has made a really outstanding job on modeling the sounds of 737 Classic. So, especially starting up the engines, and all the engine sounds are really perfect. Going back to flight deck. Yeah, just need to catch up a little and find the flight plans for myself. So just give me a second, please. And of course, you have these flight plans, as I mentioned before, in the link in the description. And if it's not there, just let me know. I will put them in for you. Initially flying from the LFPG to Frankfurt, Charles de Gaulle to Frankfurt, and I will need as well some checklists. Basically, 737 Classic and 737 NG checklist, it's all the same. There's almost no points different, so we can easily use this checklist for the 737 Classic as well as for NG, and most likely for 737 MAX as well, except one thing. If you want to use this checklist on 737 MAX, it's landing gear up and there is no off position, but that's a little thing. So that's a checklist, that's the flight plan, the first flight plan. The second one is available as well, and it's stated that it's gonna be 1 hour and 5 minutes, and I rather would say it's like 45 minutes of flight time, probably because of all these departures and arrivals. The route is a bit longer, but yeah, we can assume it's about 1 hour, probably maximum. So the flight plan, the checklist, and we're gonna need 6.3 tons of fuel with the alternating Düsseldorf. 6.3, 6.4. I would go even 6.7. You know that Frankfurt is a busy airport, you might expect some delays or go-arounds. Where do I fuel it up? Preferences? I don't think so. Ground services, maybe ground services, yeah, there we go. So we want to have 6.7 we said, and let me just double check, 6.7. And let's go realistic. And the zero fuel weight is gonna be 46.7, which is already set in here. CG is set at 20, which is kind of realistic for 737. All kind of variants of 737. You would expect CG between 20 and 25, so that sounds good for me. Okay. Emergency lights are armed, and cabin crew, we can open the doors here, but unfortunately none of these buttons are working for me for some reason. I don't know why. I can open though the cargo doors, which is not really helpful, but I cannot open the passenger doors for some reason. But it doesn't matter, we're just doing the flight. I'm not playing with all this boarding stuff. I don't have any boarding plugin to simulate the passengers or something. It just works fine for me. Okay, so we are back at the flight deck. We can do the high speed warning tests. Star warning test number 1. Unfortunately, the column is not shaking here. You cannot see that. Unlike in Zebo, you cannot see that either. Check the leading edge devices. And why this does not illuminate? I don't know. But maybe if I put it to test, we'll see. Yeah, now it's on. But when I press test button, it should go on. And we go back to right. Your dampener is on. The fuel pumps, we're gonna have only 4 fuel pumps today. 6.7, yeah, definitely. It holds almost 8 tons in main tanks in Centuries and Classic. Galley power on. This is all set. The window heat is on. We are flying actually with the real world weather and real world time, and I have active Sky XP. That I just installed yesterday. I actually installed it today, so it should look a bit better than the previous streams. We'll see that one. Packs are off, isolation valve is auto, and we are going to travel at flight level 230. I would rather say it's something about 250, but go 230 initially. And Frankfurt is around 300 feet-ish of landing altitude. So this panel, it's a bit more complicated than 737NG, but it's still easy to use. You have to make sure that autofill is filled like in 737NG, so the flight level and the landing altitude, and then the cabin altitude you will set according to this table here. So we're going to fly at flight level 230, which is the tab on the bottom, 230. And the cabin altitude should be 2.4 in case we're gonna use the standby mode. So 2400 is set, and this is the climb rate, and it should be just set on the index. So basically, if you go to standby, the cabin will start pressurizing to that altitude with this rate. So this is around 300 feet per minute, down and up, and that's maximum of course, and that's minimum, so should be around the index 1. And that's all set, and lights position on. Otherwise we don't need any lights. We start from the right one, as in Centuries and NG. Flight lights is on. And we're gonna set up the MCP just in a second anyway. CDO in a second as well, so pre-flight. Fire warning, it's tested. Sweeps left and right, and the cargo warning is tested as well. On the 737 Classic we have the old transponder. We can set that in TA array and automatic, which means once we set the takeoff power it will go automatically to mode Charlie. And the trims. I'm not testing the trims. I should do that, but as you know, my plane is going nuts after I just touch the rudder trims. And I want to have airports, and perhaps that's it for now. So the scale is a bit too low. Going to fly plan, we expect to depart from runway 27 left, which would make kind of sense in Charles De Gaulle. We'll go through the charts in a second. Position initialization, reference airport, Lima Fox Papa Golf. And we're gonna use the GPS left. Some of 737 Classic didn't have the GPS, so you had to set it manually, but this one has it, so you can just copy and paste that. LFPG to EDDF as a Lufthansa Delta Lima Hotel 42 Hotel. And runway 27 left was it. But you don't need to actually put it in, you can just select that from departure arrival. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're gonna go from Ranux via up in November 858. That's a long route. Upper November 858 Maddox and Upper November 858 Betex, so I don't need to put the Maddox point. It's all the same airway. That's the thing the sim brief is sometimes giving me, like Upper November 858 to Maddox and then the same route to Betex, so you just need to hit that one. Zulu 110 inbound to Rasful, Romeo Alpha Sierra Victor Oscar, and then Tango 180 Unoko. Unoko is quite north. It's closer to Bonn than Frankfurt, so that might be the reason we have 1 hour flight time. I think you have the route, the map, somewhere back in the briefing, so we can take a look on that. Of course, you should go through all of these NOTAMs, and obviously I have done that. You see. So we are flying from Charles de Gaulle, right turn, and Unoko is the point we're starting the approach, and it's just in here. It's closer to Düsseldorf than Frankfurt, so that's the reason we have 1 hour flight and then all the arrival. Okay, back to page number 4. Unfortunately, the Avitab plugin doesn't have the function to jump to selected page, but it's fine. We go departure, arrival, departure. We are departing from runway 27 left. Maybe let me check the weather before we type that in LFPG. The wind is 307. That will make sense to depart from 27. Definitely. 27 left, 27 left. 26 left, 2607 left, and we're going to go via Ranux 5 Delta. It's a lot of departures here, so there's no transition, and we are going to arrive at 25 left in Frankfurt from Unoko 3 Alpha, so 25 left, and we go to Unoko 3 Alpha. And transition, I think it's Delta Fox 626, but I'm not really sure about that, so let's actually take a look. Execute that, and we do want to have Ranux 5 Delta from the Charles de Gaulle airport. 27 left, that will make sense for me. We can even depart from Quebec too. it's like 100, so 2,200 meters ish. We can double check that on the airport info page. 27 left, 26 right, and where are 27 left? Takeoff distances 27 left, Quebec 2, 3,200 meters. That's Quebec 2. It's nice and easy for 737. So you're gonna expect that you taxi northbound to Quebec and then right to Quebec 2. So quite a short taxi for this kind of airport. You would expect longer taxi for the big airports like this. So it's kind of nice. Go back, departure, and we go to find Ranux 5 Delta. And Ranux 5 Delta, it might take a second to find it. When we used to have the paper charts, it was a bit easier than going through this ones, but we have Ranux 5 Delta in here. Ranux 5 Delta, that's runway 27 left and right, which would work for me, definitely. And we go initially Papa Golf 270, 274, 278, Nepar, and then to Ranux. There is no restrictions in here, so at least not written in here. Initial climb clearance for jets is flight level 100. We want to set it in case of anybody comes into the ATC. And if there's nobody, we can just switch over later on. 100 for jet and for prop 5,000 feet. Pilots of turbojet aircraft have to follow the initial climb with the sharpest precision practicable until reaching 6.1 Charlie Golf November or flight level 60, whichever is earlier, except for safety and control reasons. Okay. Yeah, that's the busiest European airport. At least it was before COVID, so you don't really want to mess it up too much. This SIDs require a minimum climb gradient of 5.5 to flight level 150, and we are nice and easy to comply with that with two engines. With two engines we can get like 12 to 15% depending on the mass, so more than enough. And initially we're going to follow the runway heading of 261. 261. You don't need to set it on course selector because that's RNAV departures, but that's just a matter of habit that I do that. But technically, since it's RNAV, you didn't have to. You wouldn't have to. Then we're going to Frankfurt, Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot. And the weather in Frankfurt is broken 2,700 view, 2,000 visibility above 10,000 meters. And for some reason I still don't have the fuel on board, as I just noticed. So let me do that before we continue. 3 tons. I wanted 6.7. Let's go instant. Yeah, now I have 6.7. Sounds a bit better. And the arrival, we are looking for the Unoko 3 Alpha. It will take a while, so unfortunately on shorter flights you have to have the FMC set up before you actually take off, otherwise it might get really busy on the way and you want to have everything prepared before the flight. And Unoko is going to go with for runway 25 left. Unoko 3 Bravo is for 25 left. 3 Alpha is for 25 center and right. So I'm gonna I want to have 35 Bravo. Okay, so LS25 left, as we said, and that's gonna be Unoko 3 Bravo arrival. And there's no transition here, so we are just following Delta Fox 601, 616, and there's the vector, which I will remove, as we don't have any ATC so far. So Delta Fox 616, then Letke, and then final fix. Sounds good to me. Going back to charts, sorry, to flight plans, I will just quickly set up the performance and I will jump back to the chat to see what's happening over there. Cost index 78, that's a big cost index, but let's accept that. Minimum fuel is 2.7, 2.9, 2.9er. Zero fuel 46.7, 46. Actually, it was a bit more for 46.8. Flight level 230. ISA deviation is +2. Execute N1 limit. Climb 2. We want to save some noise for the Frankfurt people. Flaps 5, 134, 136, 144, and we cannot select the wet speeds on Classic, we had to calculate them manually. And it's 144, and it's all set. So we're almost good to go, just the checklist to run. And we'll be on the way anytime soon. So going back to the chat. Once again, hello guys, welcome everybody. Flying today to Frankfurt from Charles De Gaulle airport in Paris and then to Munich, so as you say, quite short flights. Okay, all the best from Ireland. Thank you very much. Mateus Dinis is asking, Classic or NG, which do you prefer? Best from Brazil, that's far away, mate. I actually prefer 737 Classic a lot, to be honest. 737 NG it's a nice airplane, but handling-wise, 737 Classic felt like you're flying at Cessna 182 or something. So it was really pilot-friendly, let's say. 737 NG is kind of a glider. Like you have a very long wing compared to 737. It's like kind of stubby. It's the wingspan is not too big. So once you're approaching the runway in 737 Classic, you put back the throttles to idle, and it will touch down itself. And 737 NG is tending to fly and just float on the ground effect. So I do prefer 737 Classic a lot. Unfortunately, not too many of them flying back nowadays. In Europe, we have this 25 years restriction to fly passenger commercial flights. So that's one of the reasons. They stopped production at 1997, I think. So we won't have any of them flying on the commercial passenger flight anymore. 264, yeah, that's correct one. My bad. I just noticed that I have 261 in here as initial climb out, because we're gonna turn slightly left. And 11535 Charlie Golf November, just for reference in here. Good catch, Slavek. Good catch, Slavek. Dzięki. Okay, so we pretty much good to go, except we just need to hit on the QNH and run the checklist. So the weather in Paris is 6,000 meters, visibility broken 506 degrees centigrade, QNH 1038. That's kind of high pressure front. 1038. Actually, we had a thunderstorm today back in Warsaw, so the weather is kind of crazy for January. We never had thunderstorms in winter time. 1038, 1038, 1038, and It's all set. I just want to have the map on the right side as well. Perhaps with nav aids, just to have something different. So let's jump back to the checklist. The checklists are available as well in the links in the description. Oxygen test 100%. We have it here in stream transfer because this was switches normal and auto. You'll have to on. My bad. Window heat is on. Press H mode selector to auto. Flight instruments are set. We have QNH 103 set 3 times, reading 400. And flight deck is on. Master my sights. The instrument is set. Parking brake is set. Engine start levers cut off. And this pre-flight checklist completed. Before start checklist, flight the door closed and locked. Fuel, we have 6.7, 6.8 in here, and we have 4 pumps on. Passenger signs are going to be on. We have a full house, full flight today. So 168 passengers on Century Sen 400, 300 would be probably around 140. I can't remember the Century Sen 300's passenger load, at least not the exact one. Windows are locked, MCP is set. I have 261144 to 64100 initial stop altitude. Rattle trims, fin, zero taxi, takeoff briefing completed, anti-collision light on, and takeoff speeds. I missed the takeoff speed somehow. And on limit takeoff, and 134, 136, 144. So 134, 136, 144, and then we go plus 20, and the bog up speed on this one is 210 for this weight, definitely anti-collision light on, so we can start the APU. Ah, come on, just glitchy from this view. And Century Sen Classic, you had to hold it for like 1 or 2 seconds, otherwise it wouldn't start. Better pushback, pre-planned pushback. We are stand Victor 4. We want to go quite a long pushback here. We'll be pushing back to Victor for a beam Victor 4. Yeah, should work like
Run
this.
to cockpit, bladder knowledge, call me through the menu when you are ready.
That's a French accent, huh? Isn't it? And I want to call you already.
Run to cockpit.
Otherwise, we spend a lot of time waiting until you come. APS and buses and pre-flight. Nope. My bad. Ground services. Disconnected the ground power unit. All those hatches closed, which we checked in here, and we can switch on the hydraulics. Already, they shouldn't run too long, but on classic, on the ground, but we are already pushing back. What is this view in the back? I'm getting back and it's actually getting bigger. Maybe it's because of the, yeah, the zoom. Fine. Let's see. That's weird, kind of crazy.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
So this guy is connecting up, and Weekend Gaming vibes. Are you even a real pilot? Kind of, let's say. I have a couple of hours, let's say, like 5,000 something. So yeah, guys, if you haven't met me, I'm kinda real with pilots as well, doing this in my free time, flying some different jets, including Century 7. Classic and NG and Honda jet lately. In my free time I'm doing Century Sen Aviation channel and Captain Speaking, but that's Polish language.
Connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
So anti-collision light on, and before start checklist is completed. So we can release the parking brake at time 1353. Just double check if nobody's behind me. Parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
So if you're using the headsets, that's gonna be kind of nice sound. As I said, IXEG has made really good job with the sound. Starting in chamber 2. Oh yeah, definitely. I need some APU bleed before. My bad. So bleed is on, packs are off, anti-collision light, and transponder is set. So starting in chamber 2. And 2. And 1. Oil pressure. Static it out at 46%, so we need to wait until the engine was stabilized. Once the EGT is dropping, we can consider that engine stable. Starting engine number 1 and 2. And 1. Oil pressure 25%. That wouldn't be a real thing. The real 737 Classic would roll up to 20% N2 and then stop. Static it out. So 593 and decreasing. Engine number 2, 1 is stable. We can go on bus. On bus, we need to give the APU 1 minute. It doesn't have the automatic counter like Sentry Sen NG, so you have to wait for that. Pax Auto. It's a long runway, so there's no need to do the
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
bleed of takeoff. Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Standby.
And the one difference is that you have to hit the flight switch and then the airplane will start pressurizing. If you will forget that, it will do just after takeoff, after becoming airborne, but that's kind of uncomfy for the passengers. Flaps 5. And the flight controls: forward, back, left, right, and we wait for the rudders until the guy will leave from the nose wheel, and APU is off. Vehicle is checked and just the rudders to go. One two two eight, good one.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
Hey Harun.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
What's the correct time to set LNAV VNAV? In 737 NG you can do it even on the ground, so that's different. But on the Classic you can set LNAV at 400 and you can set VNAV after flaps up, no lights. So that's the answer. 1228 as active. Good catch, man. Thank you very much. So there's the guy, he has the pin, and we can check the flight controls. So rather right, center, left, center, and before taxi check this: generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice is not required. Isolation valve are auto, engine start switch continuous, recall is checked. Auto brake RTO, engine start levers, idle tent, flight controls checked, and current equipment is clear on the left and clear on the right. Taxi checklist completed. We can go to open the chart. So facing north to Quebec and runway 27. And we have to remember that we are online. So parking brake released, config. And we start taxiing. So 53 was the off-clock time. Was it? 1353 I said, yep. Technically you should log it on the flight plan. And the taxi lights. In Paris they don't want you to have the taxi lights on the apron, but I can assume that I already left the apron. The trim is set at 4 units, which should work. They opened the reverser, yeah. My bad. So before takeoff checklist is just in here. It's kind of short one. Flaps, I have five in the box. Green light, stop trim. 4 units required, 4 units set. Is it? Yeah, it's set. Before takeoff checklist completed, and going back to the chart. So we are going to go to the right on the second right. We cannot take this right. They have this roundabout.
Charles De Gaulle traffic KLM 1230.
That's allowed, guy.
Runway 27 left. Takeoff. Anybody landing or departing 27 left?
So we have this roundabout stuff that we cannot take first right, for instance.
No, I think it is.
And this one is better, so it's just one of them super shouting to the mic. And we have before takeoff checklist completed, so all set to go. Almost set to go, let's say.
Air France 189, passing 7,000 on the approach.
Maybe it's just a bit too loud. So let me hit the X-Pilot settings and COM1 volume. Yeah, I just bring it to 70%. Should work. And intersection Quebec 2 will be first perpendicular left. And I think this guy is taking full distance for some reason, but it's fine. If you want, you can always take full distance. Why not? You have the right to do so. So everybody, once again, welcome to the channel. If I haven't said hello to you before, 63 people, awesome. Welcome to the channel. We're flying today from Charles De Gaulle, Paris Charles De Gaulle to Frankfurt and then to Munich. So the first flight that we are going to begin very shortly is about 1 hour, maybe roughly 55 minutes of flight. And then about 35 minutes down to Munich after a short turnaround. We're using 737-300 from IXEG, as you see. That's one of my favorite Boeing 737. Favorite 737s, and yeah, that's the 737-300 with the Lufthansa livery. The flight is on Vatsim, so if you wish to join me on the next leg, you are more than welcome. Okay. If you like the channel, please give me the like and subscribe to the channel, of course, for more videos and more stuff about 737. That's the holding point for the category 2 and 3 approach. It's not active today, so we are going to stop at Cat 1 approach, Cat 1 holding point. Take a look. Somebody's taking off, so I will hold short here. Parking brake is set. Lufthansa 40 Hotel, in sequence lining up 27 left behind British Airways. So, we can go. Landing lights on, strobe lights on, transponder, it's automatic, but I can just hit it on, why not? And cabin crew seats for takeoff, please, seats for takeoff. Is this guy even rolling? Doesn't look, he doesn't seem to go really fast, at least not fast enough to take off. V1, rotate. Yeah, now he's speeding up. Okay. So just double check, clear on the right, clear on the left, actually departing traffic on the left. Lining up 27 left. Lufthansa 40 Hotel lining up 27 left via Quebec 2. Thank you, Mateus. Nice to hear that from you. Thank you for your feedback. Somebody is asking, can you fly 77200? I'm not really into long haul or let's say wide bodies. I'd rather prefer 737s. I have all versions from 200, 300, 800 plus max. So original, classic, NG and max. We can fly 737 max one day as well. Because why not? It doesn't really differ from classic. I give this guy like 30 seconds to get a bit further. This is no any reason to set. Normally you can switch it on the ground when you take a flight rate speed, but will not be working during your flight. Yeah, kind of you're right. So there's nobody behind me. This gentleman has left. So timing and takeoff. Engines are stabilized. Not yet. I need to wait for 40%. Set takeoff thrust.
Charles De Gaulle traffic, another 4 voice on 8,000 for 5,000.
Takeoff thrust set.
6 wide.
Speed alive. 80 knots.
Avianca 189 is passing 4,000 feet on base for runway 26 right, aircraft flight 787.
Everything is shaking. V1, rotate. Nice rotation to 15 degrees, positive rate to gear up.
Parlier traffic, bonjour.
400,
pushing
enough.
turning.
800, we hit the N1 button, so it will set the flight thrust. And 1000, we can hit the autopilot on. And we'll continue to 3000 feet, then accelerate. And then after flaps up the lights, we'll hit the green button. Technically, you could do that, and it would probably engage, but it's not really recommended on 737 Classic. And the takeoff time was 06. And of course,
sorry, 71584 pushing starting on November 2.
That's of course 3000 feet above the ground level.
Ready
so
to trip?
3,400.
155. You're fine.
Okay, we're in clouds, so we'll need engine anti-ice on. 3,400. Hug up. 210. Temperature is 5, so we definitely need anti-ice. Speed check, flaps 1. And at 190.
And Orly traffic, Air France 1.
Flaps up.
Tango
pushing, facing north, Whiskey 3.
51 miles to top of climb, 240 until top of descent. So still some time. Flaps up, no lights. Be enough. And we're climbing to 100, so set standard. 1013. 1013. Oops, a bit overshot that. 1013, 1013. 1013. And after takeoff checklist, so engine start switches car will stay on. We're still using anti-ice. It's kind of cloudy, so let's leave it on for now. Auto brake off, landing gear is off, and transponder is on. Just double check that. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on, packs are out, landing gear is up and off, and flaps up, no lights. As you see, the start switches are not in the checklist, so you don't have to switch them off. And actually they can operate throughout all flight, so don't really bother to switch them off quickly. As long as you're using the engine anti-ice, you are obligated as well to use the start switches. That's a flying procedure, so don't rush to switch them off. Nothing will happen if you will leave them on for the whole flight. And we can close that. I love your openness and personality, Captain. Thank you very much, sir. Great project, great one. You can fly Century 7800X United. Hello from Russia. Andrei Sobonev. Здравствуйте. And there is no one to the ATC, so I just go straight ahead to 230. That's set, and we're monitoring 1215. As we are far away from the ground, we can already delete this one. And she will go to full climb instead of reduced climb. It will give us a couple hundred feet per minute extra. Flight level 100, 10 checks. Fuel is balanced. We have 4 pumps. Lights are coming off.
France 189, short final runway.
APS off.
Aircraft type 789.
Prestation. Climbing, and it's set. It's actually climbing just a little because that's gonna be... Cabin should be at around 2,400 feet, so 2,400 feet. That's not really high. And the passenger signs are coming to auto. It's a short flight, we can let them go to the toilet quickly. 10 checks completed, and we are what? We're just passing 1110. It seems that we are out of any clouds, so anti-ice is going to off. We wait for the valves to close, and then we go start switches to off. V-Pilot Sentry 7, Superstream to keep up good work. Thank you very much, V-Pilot, appreciate that. Mateo was asking which company do you fly for. So at the moment I'm flying business jets. I'm not flying 737 due to COVID at the moment. But I used to fly 737 for a Polish charter airline called Enterer. And then I used to fly for Ryanair, which you might heard about probably. And at the moment I'm flying on the jet, which is, let's say, safest spot to be during the COVID. But we'll see. Maybe after we pass the pandemic, we get back to 737. I'm keeping my type rating active all the time. No big deal. And I can tell you actually that lately the pilot market is already opening up. Like within last 3 months or 2 months, I got like 4 job offers. You would expect that in COVID it's going to be impossible to find a job, but for the expat guys, for the guys with experience, it's already getting better. So you might expect that the market will open up for everybody very soon. And fingers crossed for that. 737 Classic is displaying you this decision height 200 all the time, unless you put it at -20. So that was what we used to do. Decision height at -20 just to extinguish this little light here. Some of the people found it annoying, but I mean I didn't really mind. But unless you don't want to have it here, you have to roll it all the way back to -20. We're going to climb to level 230 and then we are going to prepare for the approach in Frankfurt. We have 270 miles to top of descent and we have 342 to the destination, which is giving me 15:27, 1 hour and 15 minutes. Why is so far? I have to double check the routing then. Yeah, she's climbing up nicely, so why not just switch it to plan? And now step, Medux, Lingo. Yeah, we're just going north here. And then all the way back. To runway 25 left. Maybe it will be just quicker to land on 25 right, why not? Or 25 center. Yeah, should consider that. Once we get to cruising level, I would consider changing to 25 center. It's better to taxi 2 minutes longer than be flying for 5 minutes longer, because in flight you're using a lot more fuel than on the ground. Fuel flow is 4 tons per hour, which is not too bad. It's not a Concorde. I don't know if you have seen any Concorde streams, but Concorde is using 1.2 tons per hour on the ground, so that's a kind of fuel consuming airplane, and you can say easily that 737 Classic was super efficient compared to Concorde, especially if you can keep up like 40 people more than Concorde. Want to go vertical speed 1000. And I don't have the sound. Want to go.
Charles De Gaulle traffic, Yankee 94.
That's what's missing from the.
I'm localized runway 26 right.
I have 40 frames per second, which is not too bad. If you saw my last stream from level up, you probably have noticed that it was going down to below 20 frames per second all the time. So Sentry Sen NG from level up was really frame consuming compared to that one. Cześć Daniel, dobre popołudnie. So yes, I have the Active Sky. I was looking for the jet fighter stream yesterday and I saw like it was really different than mine. So I said like, yeah, okay, $15 would do. Matthew, greetings from Houston, Captain. Thank you very much. Hello from Brazil. That's nice collection of people. Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. So we're approaching flight level 230. We're actually at 230 already, so VNAV is set. And we have quite a lot of fuel extra. As we have 5.4 and the flight plan or top of climb would say we should have top of climb fuel fine. At the top of climb fuel should be 5.1-ish, so 5.05. And we should burn 1200. And we are basically saving 300 kilograms of fuel. So that might be a good decision just to increase the speed to, let's say, 0.73, because why not? Maybe not 7.3 to 7.3 would go just above that, but maybe speed 320 too. That's a better call. Invalid entry. Why invalid entry? Okay, whatever. Yeah, 7.3 is still within the limit. It's okay. The descent speed, I want to have 7.3 to 80, which seems reasonable to me. And that's the point of the FMC in IXEG 737. You can type in something. That's my company call, I have to pick it up. You can type in something what you want to see it. Okay guys, it's going fast. Okay, back with you folks. So, as you noticed, I put speed restriction 250 below 10,000 feet. It did accept this restriction, but it's not showing it. Only one place you can see that is if you just go all the way through. And it's still calculating to 80, so it doesn't take it really. Yeah, we cannot really put it in. I was thinking like they're gonna call me up for a flight, and fortunately not today. I'm going to States, to somewhere to Delaware to pick up the new airplane, the company, and well, it's all fluid. Like they're calling me up every second day, like yeah guys, we're going tomorrow. Then something is missing, like we don't have the airworthiness certificate, we don't have this and this document, we don't have the tax document, so it's all delayed. But the final date is on Wednesday to leave and to pick it up on Friday and then fly across the North Atlantic, so it will be kind of fun. Okay, we can take a quick glimpse on the chat, what's happening there. So Houston, it was here, hello from Bosnia, Bavex. That's kind of exotic. I've been in Bosnia once, in, I think it was Tuzla. That was different word, like you expect that Bosnia is not far away, but it's really kind of different, at least for me. But anyway, it's really nice and friendly place. And your first imagination about Bosnia would be like, it's gonna be dangerous or something, but everybody is just super friendly, so totally recommend to go. Dobry wieczór, Kamil. Marcin, dobre popołudnie. Only tower and approach in Frankfurt. Always something, so the active sky looks a bit better than the one I had, and of course you will have the landing performance on the bottom right side of the screen, and it will look just like this. I'm supposed to put it a bit away from the recorder. So after landing we'll see that one, and you have the progress and landing data and performance on the top. So Just a very quick look to the Vatsim live map. That's my YouTube. Vatsim live map. And it's kind of busy in Frankfurt, but we'll manage. At least you will have some experience about Vatsim. You'll hear the Vatsim. Now it's just a tower in the 80s. So tower in the 80s. 80s is at 118.020. 118.020. Let's listen out to that. 118.020. Come on. It's not too far, come on, I should hear it. And I do not hear it. I can cheat a little and just hit that. 025, not 025, so 25 center, 25 left, 25 right, transition level 60, wind 250 degrees, 10 knots. And what was the rest of this? Temperature 6, dew point 2, QNH 1032. Information Delta 1032. I pre-select that on standby already. So if they're saying 25 center, 25 left, 25 right, 25 center would save us some in-flight time, so let's hit the 25 center. Airports, we don't need LFPG anymore, so let's close that up. We are going to hit Unoko 3 Alpha arrival, and the approach is going to be LS 25 center. And now transition would be probably Mike Tango Romeo, which is Metro, or Delta Fox 415, if it's available. I think it's Metro. It's one of the few approaches in Europe that you still can fly with just the basic navigation. We have all the VRs and the NDBs and everything, so nice and steady, but I will just hit Arnov as in real life. So we're going to ILS 25 center via Metro, and the arrival will be Unoko 3 Alpha. 25 center Metro Unoko 3 Alpha, and then we can go to Unoko Point and follow it all through. We have to clean up all this mess. Yeah, Delta Fox's 411 would probably work better. 5 to 6. Where's 5 to 6 in here? And there's the Arnav initial approach. 5 to 6, yeah, that's the better one. But let's start from the beginning. Check altitude target. Yeah, we're still 230. And descend we started. We should start descending for it, according to that. I don't think so. Let's give a quick look at that. Rasville, Pripep, Unoko. Max 30, but that's the holding speed. So there's no restriction. Ipville, Manov, Ramok, 401, 403, 409, 4010, 410, sorry, 4010. Don't listen to me too closely. 411, 412, 413, 414, 415, 416, and then we should have vectors which I will just quit. and connect that like this. Delta Fox 525 and 524, which is already RLS. How many miles we have to go? 250. Let's see how far away. Right. Okay. 525, 524, 523, 522, 521, and red go, which is final approach point. For us at 4,000 feet, I don't want to have 4,000 above, so I want to have 4,000 as a fixed altitude here. And then we start the descent from red go 3-degree glide path down to minimums of 524, which I set on here, 524, on this slider. And unlike the 737 NG, this one will read you the minimum score based on that one, so we have to set 200, which is this one in the brackets here. And in case of misapproach, it's quite complicated, so we go to distance 9er. So Foxtrot Whiskey, Frankfurt, then distance 9, then right to 5,000, then Kaunas, then Metro. And again, we start the approach all over. And since we do have some control here, I want to have the airport chart open. We're going to land on 25 center. Probably vacate by Mike 24 and taxi to some terminal in front of here. So it has taxi chart overview, which is basically close up of the previous route. I don't need that one. But I haven't finished with the setup. So 11-6 LS localized 25 center. I have 111.55 as the LS frequency. 111.55, 111.55 set on second set as well. Final approach track 247. Course actually 247. Redga 4000 minimums for 5 to 6 MSA is 3,000, 4,300 for approach day. And so DME is required, parallel independent preparation might be enforced, so we have to really be careful when capturing the localizer so we don't overshoot that. And we're not going to enter the 25 left approach path. The 25 right is a bit displaced. So it's usually not really a threat in this case, because this guy is going to be way higher than you. So performance wise, we still have to 0.4, we're going to burn about 2 tons, so let's say 49.9, just in case we save some fuel. Flaps 30, 135, auto brake. 3. In this kind of airports you want to vacate as soon as possible. So we'll hit 25 center and vacate probably something about Mike 24. Then Mike 19er and then taxi to the terminals. Am I correct or not? Terminal 1, Terminal 2. That's general elevation, sorry, that's my habit. So 25 center and we vacate to the right and taxi to the terminal north. Let's go back to the map. We're just passing over Luxembourg, so still a couple of miles to go. What is happening with you here? Airport's off. And why won't you give me the top of descent? There's absolutely no restrictions in here, so the top of descent should be around Rambo Okay, so taxi chart, A380 restrictions not really applicable for us. Parking stands east and west, probably eastbound. We don't know where we would like to taxi, but I want to have this chart prepared in case he will give me something specific. So we do have IVO, we have the LS, and we have this one. And the taxi chart, which is awesome. And then we go to checklist. And to the descent checklist. So descent checklist precision is landing altitude 400 set. Vehicle is checked, auto brake is 3 and landing data minimum VREF we have 135, which I want to have set as well with speed brakes. 135 plus 20 in case of misapproach. Minimums 200 and 540 set. Everything completed, descent checklist is completed. Left 40 FPS. 123270. Awesome. Langenrad, sorry, Lufthansa 40 Hotel 230 inbound to Batex. One, two, three, two.
Langenrad, Ryanair 8 Romeo Juliet. Ryanair 8 Romeo Juliet, Langenrad identified. Tirac Alpha arrival, descent to reach level 110 at Tirac. Tirac 3 Alpha arrival, descending by level 100 to reach over Tirac, Ryanair 8 Romeo Juliet. Ryanair 8 Romeo Juliet, 110 to reach at Tirac. 110, correct. Second Ryanair, very good afternoon, Portugal 57 Charlie 4000 Sobra 1 Lima.
Yeah, we'll contact him second anyway. Just came online.
Level 300. Quanta level 300, Portugal 57 Charlie, just for your information, Langan on 120.8 was told me to contact. Oh, yeah, you can stay with me, I will coordinate that. Thank you.
Langan Radar, good afternoon. Carlos 864, are we near space?
To say that once, I got this 109 Alpha, radar contact.
Zulu. Expect high. And Langan Radar, Carlos 864, good afternoon, are we near airspace?
Cargo looks 864.
Come on, keep talking,
you're
people.
Not inside
Keep
the
talking.
airspace anymore, you can monitor your call.
Okay, back to you, Intercom. Thanks anyway, Carlos 864.
Langen Radar, schönen Abend, Lufthansa 40 Hotel 230 inbound Beatco.
Two stations at once, Lufthansa 40 Hotel, Squawk 1000, clear to Nova 3 Alpha, arrival when ready, descent to reach level 110 at Ramo.
Squawk 1000, we cleared for Unox 3 Alpha departure. When ready, 110 to be level at, say the point please.
40 Hotel, Ramot, and you are identified.
To be level at Ramot, Lufthansa 40 Hotel, thank you.
Again, good afternoon, Transaviat 3 Juliet with you, flight level 390.
Yeah, now he's too quiet,
3 Juliet, Squawk 1000.
so I need to put him a bit up.
Langsamer Cessna Delta 345 Kilo Romeo,
110.
14,000 feet.
Ramop. And we want to be level at
Delta
this point.
345 Kilo Romeo, Langen Radar, good stay identified, climb flight level 360.
Which is, yeah, we should start descending already. Level change.
Megan Santa Cessna Delta 345 Kilo Romeo.
Squawk 1000 we have.
Delta 345 Kilo Romeo report requested flight level.
Yeah, maybe I did a bit too early.
Point 1 feet, Cessna Delta 345 km.
Let's go vertical speed then.
Hang radar, transfer 454, level 130.
And speed 300, so we're not rushing in too much.
Level 200, transfer 454.
Okay, seatbelt signs coming to on. We might hit any kind of turbulence in this kind of clouds, so you never know.
Identified.
Evansh, hello, good evening. How are you doing? Clouds look nice. How does the FPS? I have 31 FPS and it's kind of stable, and if I go outside it's going all the way to 35-40, so kind of nice. I started to descend too early. I thought it's further, so.
Uniform, squawk 1000.
15. I was pretty sure I'm higher than I was 230 there. That's my bad.
120 decimal 8 runner 8 from Union.
And Lufthansa 40 hotel request.
Go.
Is there any chance direct to Ramo, please, 40 hotel?
Lufthansa 428 hotel is your lucky day. Proceed direct to Ramo.
Proceeding direct to Ramo, thank you, Lufthansa 40 hotel. Ramo, and that would help a little. 36 miles, and we have about 8,000 feet to lose. It's still a bit too low, but that's always kind of a shortcut. And he cleared me for
Lufthansa 418 identified.
Unopatry Alpha, which we are debriefed for.
Climb tower 300, Lufthansa 418. Lufthansa 6603, when ready, descend to reach level 310 at Delta Kilo Bravo.
I can see if the cabin is modeled. Yeah, it's actually modeled. I never checked the cabin.
Lufthansa 6603, when ready, descend to
I mean,
reach
this
level 310
texture quality, it's not
at Delta Kilo Bravo.
the best, but it's still fun. Yeah, I enjoy looking at these engines, and if you come close to the engine itself, I don't know if you had a chance.
Alpha State uniform, monitor uniform, monitor 8 by.
It doesn't really look big, but that's 61 inches at least at Century 10 NG. That one is like 59 inches, and it's still big, so let's listen up to the 80s once again. Now I can hear it. I can't. Yeah, I can.
Wind 240 degrees 10 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers clouds. Broken 2,000 feet. Temperature 7. 2.2 QNH
Yeah, just don't go there.
1032 trend. No SIG Frankfurt information echo. Out.
That's information echo.
at 37 altitude. Good midday.
420 Zulu. Expect ILS approach runway 25 left. Or ILS Y approach runway 25 right. Runways in use 1825 center 25 left and 25 right. Transition level 60. Wind 240 degrees 10 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers clouds. Broken 2. Temperature 7. 2.2 QNH 1032 trend. No SIG Frankfurt information echo.
Then radar Cessna Delta 345 km requesting
Frankfurt information echo.
Delta 345 Kilo Romeo, climb flight level 150.
Climb 50 feet. Delta 345 km.
Okay, we're getting back on profile,
1105,
so
Langen radar.
now I can increase the descent rate for the green banana to be at Ramob. So that's the point we want to be level, maybe even slightly before, so we have this couple of miles to reduce the descent rate. So I have a second to take a look in the chat if you guys have any questions. So
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, contact Langen radar 120 decimal 8, bye bye.
120.8, bye-bye for total. 208. Yeah, and I will answer your questions in a second. Langen Lufthansa for total descending 110 to be level at runoff.
Defender 4 to Hotel Langen, hello, identified it for Echo, expect LS 25 left.
Information echo on board, so and any chance for runway 25 central Lufthansa 422? Same by 422. Yeah, I've already prepared for 25 center. I'm too lazy to do that again, so I'd rather ask him. Okay. Sound like F-16 on MiG-29.
4 to Hotel, expect LS 25 center.
Expected 25 center, thank you very much for Jetta. There we go. On vertical speed mode, autopilot control speed or on the vertical speed. It does control both of them, so you can actually slow down like on NG or accelerate. So it's working pretty much like NG. Of course it doesn't have any restrictions or protections, so it can bring you into the overspeed condition or stall condition on flight, so you have to be careful. But it does control. And yes, you have to set it up separately, like you have the window which is open, it's not unlike VNAV, it opens the window here. But it will control both auto throttle and the vertical speed. And we're approaching 1 to go, so I want to go at 1000 feet. It's quite a busy airspace, you don't want to go 2000 feet per minute for the last 1000 feet. $60 people watching me today, so nice. Everybody, welcome to the channel. Probably I said hello to most of you, but if I haven't, welcome. We are approaching to Frankfurt, should be landing in about 15 minutes from now. We're landing at 19 according to the FMC, so half an hour.
Right to 0 clear, ILS 25 left, Ryanair 8 Romeo Juliet.
Yeah, 1520, 1520, so that's saying it's 35 minutes. And we have 100 miles, yeah, 20-25 minutes from now.
Easy 100.
And after we land in Frankfurt, we are going to continue our journey down to Munich, which is going to be about
flight level 110, easy
30 minutes flight, probably. I have the flight plan open, so I mean I can open the flight, not Frankfurt. Echo Delta Deck Delta Foxtrot. I have to remove some of them. To Echo Delta Mike, 39 minutes of flight.
Juliet, you're pretty high, confirmed and established.
So we can do the tank checks quite early here. Fuel is balanced. Lights are coming to on.
Mr. 4 to Hotel, descent flight level 9 as well.
Descent level 90, Lufthansa 42. 90 is set, vertical speed. As you hit the vertical speed, it won't open the window. It will open the window once you start rolling the wheel. So fuel balanced, 4 pumps, lights are on. Anchor blank 25, air compressed, descending in set. Recall checked, 10 minutes to landing, please, 10 minutes. 10 checks completed. If you are going to busy airports, you want to do that early. You don't want to maneuver the airplane close to the ground and get involved in the overhead panels.
Easy 100, contact Langen 123, decimal 275, bye-bye. 123, 275, easy 100.
If you won't mind, please remind me to correct or change the route on the top left after we land down in Frankfurt. Otherwise you will see all the time that we are going further away from Frankfurt to nowhere. So it's real time and real weather, which was just blinking now. So it should be getting dark as we are going to approach to Munich, but still have some time. And I have to tell you that I have installed the 737 MAX that I found on the internet, the Zibo plugin update or whatever, and it looks quite nice as well. Anyway, we're flying Sentry 100 today, so won't be switching to MAX, but if you wish we can give a try to fly Sentry MAX on one of the next legs. So if we are under kind of control, like here, we won't follow the VNAV, because you see all that route. And here's the runway, so he'll probably vector us somewhere here and then turn right. So we might expect shortcuts, yeah, and I want to reduce speed to 50 below 100, that's my bad. I'm sure that the guy would notice that already. But let's get some rings to 5 center. I want to have some 12 and 4. So I have some kind of reference. So probably we won't be flying this part. He will probably give us vectors. Delta Fox 411, then right 5 to 1. Doesn't seem really busy anyway. And we can update the VRF plus 5, 139 final approach speed. And we have 4 tons of fuel. The minimum is 2.9, so we still have 1 ton, which is at this fuel consumption, it's like half an hour flight extra before we have before we have to start diverting to
to hotel descent 4000 feet, KNH 1032.
Descending 4000 KNH 1032, Lufthansa 40 and that's the call center, so I don't want to pick that one. 4000 set, level change, and KNH 1032. 1032, 1032, 1032. And yeah, I'm gonna use some speed brake. If this guy will see, at least the real guy would see that I'm 4000 here, he would give me right base straight away probably, if there's no traffic. And is the traffic displayed? Here it is. So we want to go lower. And whilst we're on downwind, the ICAO speed is saying 220. So standard speed we should maintain 250 below 100, 220 on base, on downwind, 200 on base, 180 on final, 160 once established. and we try to follow that if possible, unless we have other restrictions of the standard arrival, or he will give us different speed restrictions, but not, if not 220, 200, 180, 160 or final, up to 4 miles. So if everyone is following the same speed restrictions, it's not causing the mess, which is unnecessary at this stage at least.
Lange MS Chicago 9923 on the Uqondima ship. United question at rates 9923 Langen Hello identified, climbed by us at flight level 130. Flight level 130, MS Chicago 923.
And last time I was flying this Century 300, I had the issue that once I disconnected the hot throttle, the thrust levers were just stuck in the position they were at the disconnection, and I couldn't move them manually anyway. Just kind of dangerous, let's say. And they were stuck on idle. So if you will see me going below the minimum speed, it's probably this one. After I disconnect, I hope it won't happen. Okay, I'm quite low now, so should work. I leave speed brake armed. Technically I should do that on the gear down, but I like to do it early. Nobody's saying I cannot.
That's a 5, Tango Papa, contact Langen 123.275, bye bye. 123.275, lift answer by Tango Papa, bye bye.
So once we land, we're gonna have a 5-minute break and then follow down to Munich. Doesn't speed need to be 250 below 250? Yeah, below flight level 100, that's correct, Davinch. That's all awesome.
Emirates 9923, proceed direct Ulkik.
Alexander, how to set up FMS
Proceed
transition
direct
onto you.
Ulkik.
If you go to descent and forecast, you can set it here.
Easy 247 with you, climbing 5000.
And that's 6000.
Easy
I mean,
247, Langen Hello identified, climb by
doesn't have any
flight
chance
level
here
110.
because Classic is not showing you that you are below transition.
Surgeon, Easy 247, climb flight level 110.
Vertical speed
Climbing
500.
140, Easy 247. Negative 110, 110. Sorry for that, Easy 247, 110.
Lufthansa 40 Hotel, we're ready for base anytime.
Roger. So it's a 42200 heading 160.
Right, 160 40 Hotel. Heading select, and if he doesn't give you any direct, you can always prompt him.
Emirates 9923, contact line
No.
123, decimal
We are all
275,
people.
bye-bye.
We might get busy in other things than just forget about that. And you don't want to be flying there, of course. So Lex, and we're gonna go direct to 521. That's just for reference. We're under vectors, but I want to have some kind of reference here. And now it will be just on profile, as you say.
Langen Radar, Google, die Lufthansa.
So frequencies, I have 101.55. Just to double check that.
Inbound Kerax, we have Echo.
Lufthansa 9, Papa Zulu, Langen Hello, identified, Echo
101.55.
5 center, proceed direct Delta, Foxtrot 521.
Horses 247, 247.
Direct Delta, Foxtrot 521.
Standby instrument set.
Center, 9 Papa Zulu.
Lufthansa
And we don't
4 to
have
Hotel,
pilots.
turn right, heading 210, clear S25 center.
210 clear LS25 center, Lufthansa 40 Hotel, thank you very much. 210, and correct sensing, so I go approach armed. We're not too high, don't worry. We are
247, contact
14
Langen
miles outbound.
123, decimal 275, bye-bye. 123, decimal
Direct to Red Go,
275, easy to
and we almost continue to descend. So,
Lufthansa 9, Papa Zulu, descent 4000 feet,
Localize.
QNH1032.
Descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1032.
runway heading
Nine Papa Zulu.
247. And glides up 5. Lufthansa 40 Hotel established on localizer 25 center.
Roger, then Tower 119 at the Seminana, bye bye.
19 at the sim line. Thank you very much, Lufthansa 40 Hotel. 19 at decimal 9er. I will switch it on. Go with flaps 1. And I should start reducing speed already, 180. So flaps 5. Lights up captured. Missed approach altitude is 5000. Frankfurt Tower, good afternoon, Lufthansa 40 Hotel, fully established ILS 25 center.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, Frankfurt Tower, hello, confirm runway 25 center.
I do confirm, 42 Hotel 25 center.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, Roger, wind 240 degrees, 10 knots, 25 center, clear to land.
Clear to land 25 center, Lufthansa 40 Hotel, and if it's easier for you I can sidestep to 25 left.
42 Hotel, absolutely no problem, no, it's all fine.
Clear to land 25 center, Lufthansa 40 Hotel. Yeah, speed is coming down. The restriction for flaps 10 is 210 knots. So let's go flaps 10, so it will slow down to 160. And the trim wheel on 737 Classic was unbelievably loud. So
2500.
302, wind 250 degrees, 11 knots, runway 18, clear for takeoff.
302, runway 18, clear takeoff.
Unbelievably, I cannot even pronounce that. And sorry for my English, guys. I hope you can understand me somehow. At 6 miles, we're going to go key down. Flaps 15. Speed 150. And prepare some ground chart. Flaps 30.
Charlie, Frankfurt Tower, hello, information, Golf current, start of approach, Jet München, Cindy 4 Sierra, flight planned route, climb via 6, 4,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
And we clear to land. Speed brake armored, landing gear down, flaps 30, 30 green light, landing check is completed.
Is that correct?
Lufthansa 2, take November, request.
Yeah, going to
Lufthansa 2,
Munich
take November, taxi holding point 25 center, November 5, Lima 5.
Just wondering if I can, yeah, I can move to Fortress. Check. So on the right bottom you will see the landing performance.
Transition calling, Ricky 5.
And this one is handling
Sir, and I hear you
very nicely.
low volume.
It's giving you really realistic feeling when hand
Is it better
flying.
now? It is better now. Thank you. Frankfurt Tower, Standard 382 is at 10, Bravo 44 is the Airbus A350-900, information Echo requesting clearance to Toronto. Lufthansa 382 information, Golf current start of approved clear Toronto, Maroon 7 Mike, flight planned route, climb via SID, flight level 70, squawk 2050.
In this kind of airport you can get it, so nothing unusual.
Ocean 302 identified, contact Langen 120 decimal 8, bye-bye.
Ocean 302 contacting now radar on 120 decimal 8, bye-bye.
300.
Tower, Lufthansa 382, do you need me to repeat it?
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brakes up, reverse is unlocked. noise reasons, we of course want to go with idle press.
Tower 3,
80 knots.
Drawn to Maroon 447 departure, flight plan route, runway 670. Scope 2052 Lufthansa 382.
Lufthansa 382, not quite. It's Maroon 7 Mike out of 25 center.
60.
Maroon 7 Mike, 25 center of Lufthansa 382.
Let's start the reverses.
382, read back, correct. Lufthansa 42, Hotel right on Lima, left November 5, gate Alpha 25.
November, then Lima, and second, please.
Lufthansa 42, Hotel, not quite. It's right now on to Lima, left November 5 to gate Alpha 25.
Okay, right to Lima, then left November 5, gate Alpha 25. Lufthansa 42, thank you.
Lufthansa 2, Tango November, line up runway 25 center.
And I have to vacate the runway, so... Now it's kind of vacated. So, yeah, after we vacate, we'll stop for a second and check where are we supposed to go. But I just want to go further from the active runway, so not blocking anyone taking off. And November 7, November 5, so it's another 2.
What are Lufthansa to Tango November?
To Tango November?
Lufthansa to Tango November, runway 25 center.
Good. Flaps are going to be up. Speed brake. Auto brake. Lights off. If you don't manage to do that while taxiing, you should stop and do that slowly, so kind of everything is done.
Lufthansa 2 Tango November, wind 250 degrees, 11 knots, runway 25 center, clear for
Parking
takeoff.
stands east.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25
November
center.
5, Alpha 25, so November 5 to the left and stands 25 on the left. We can start the APU, please.
Our Lufthansa 382 requesting pushback and start.
Lufthansa 382, squawk 2050.
That's November 6, and we want to hit the November 5, which is here.
Lufthansa 382, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Lufthansa 382.
And November 5 on the left. I do confirm.
Frankfurt Tower, gute, die Lufthansa 9 Papa Zulu, ILS 25 center.
Lufthansa 9 Papa Zulu, Frankfurt Tower, Hallöchen, wind 250 degrees, direction, one departure ahead.
Continue, 9 Papa Zulu.
So there's this intersection and then 25. Alpha 25 is first on the left. There's quite many vehicles here. So I just passed through them anyway. AP is unavailable, so AP on bus and
November Airborne.
engine number 2.
Tango November identified, contact Langenradar 120 decimal H2.
Langenradar 120 decimal H, wind 9 knots.
I think it's default scenery, so I just hope I will have these Alpha 25 stand. I should X-plane is, let's say, pretty accurate, so Alpha 25, yeah, there we go. So taxi lights off. We don't want to blind anybody, especially the guy marshalling us into the stand. So clear on the left. Sitting a bit too high. This one feels quite hard to taxi on one engine. The real one would be really easy. especially with this amount of fuel and passengers. That shouldn't be so difficult like this. Let's go outside and just try to taxi in nicely. There are some plugins and add-ons to taxi in for marshalling, but unfortunately I don't have any of them. Yeah, looks good to me. The back is not too far in. Just a slight correction to the center line. And there we go. Parking brake set. And APUs on boss, so engine shutdown. Seatbelts off. Fuel pumps off. Heated static off. Bleeds are off. Isolation valve auto. And transponder going back to 2000 and standby. Automatic would be the same as standby here. And 20% and 2 anti-cruise light off. And ground, so we can open the doors. And on-block time is 10. Some ground services GPU will come in anytime now, so we are going to be on the GPU. So APU is off, and we can run the shutdown checklist, which is just somewhere in here. Yeah, I have too many of them. Fuel pumps are off, rope heat is off, hydraulic panel is set. Flaps are up. They are up. I forgot the trim. We trimmed to 4 units after we land. Parking brake is set and installer is cut off while the radar is off. I haven't even switched it on in this flight. And we don't do the secure checklist because we're still flying. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Frankfurt. We are on stand Alpha 25 and we'll continue down to Munich. Just need a couple of minutes to prepare for the next leg and we keep it going. So let's go back to the chat for a second. Nice landing. Thank you very much. Another good flight. Bravo i dziękujemy. Thank you very much, guys. I'm not sure if it's super or something, but this airplane 737-300 from IXEG, if you like older airplanes, it's really nice. The handling is awesome. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Hi, Captain. First time I watch your live stream. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. And if you like it, give me a subscribe. Would appreciate that. But I think it must be added to scenery in default. May not work. About the autogate. Okay, I'm not really sure either. So, if we are on turnaround, it's gonna be a bit quicker because we already have all systems running. We don't have to check up all the systems again. What we have to do is to go to flight plan. We're not going to use that one. And we go to second flight plan.
Lufthansa 9 Papa Zulu, welcome to Frankfurt, gate Alpha 30, right turn onto
And we check everything is in order.
Gate Alpha 30, right into
All the
Lima,
system.
left November 7, 9 Papa Zulu.
No smoking on. Precision is set, and we are going to fly at flight level 250, so actually higher than this one. 250, and Munich is, if I remember correctly, around 700 feet. But that's not really important. I will set it after we depart. For 250 we should have 3,400 feet on standby. So 3,400 and it's on ground and in auto. Oh, flight director is on. Master my side. Auto throttle can be armed. Auto brake RTO. And we are already after all the tests. So we go to route and we're going to go Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot. Oops, sorry. Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot down to Echo Delta Delta Mike. That's a Lufthansa 42 hotel, I think. Or we can change the flight, the call sign Yeah, photo though, should work.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, can I leave Foxtrot for about 5 minutes?
2 for Charlie, say again?
Can I leave my cockpit for
So
about
we
5
go to
minutes?
Cindy.
FM, report back.
Roger, thank you.
If you want to join me on Vatsim, more than welcome. The flight plans are in the description just below the video. Cindy, November 49. That's the point, I guess. Zulu 74 to Harem. That doesn't really sound German, does it? Tango 104. And we follow through all the way to Rockhill. And from Rockhill we're gonna start our arrival. So departure, expected departure is runway 25 left. Or 25 center, 25 center I would say. I would request 25 center, it's easier for me. Or 25 left. Yeah, let's...
Frankfurt Tower, good afternoon, Lufthansa 886, stand.
So we don't need the arrival.
34.
We don't need the ILS.
Airbus A320 Neo,
We need the taxi one.
to Vilnius as well.
And since I'm not marked on this chart, it was actually kind of realistic that I had to follow the airport signs. And we go to SID.
Cleared for startup, toe back.
Cindy to Foxtrot.
Mike, departure. Climb initially, flight level 70. Squawking 2054, Lufthansa.
Cindy to Foxtrot.
Lufthansa 886, is that correct?
And is going southbound, so he might want me to go to 5 left.
Established on the localizer for ILS 25
But it's 25 left and center, so it's easy to change it. 25 center to
Wind 25 0 degrees, 11 knots, runway 25 center, correction 25 left, clear to land.
And then back to charts. The charts actually, not charts, but approach, arrivals, arrival. 26 right in Munich. Sounds fine to me.
Okay, Lufthansa 9 Papa Zulu, we are on the blocks. Vielen Dank für den Service. Schönen Nachmittag noch.
Rockhill 1 Bravo.
Lufthansa 9 Papa Zulu, mal wieder vielen Dank fürs Fliegen. Ich hoffe, es hat dir gefallen und bis bald.
And again,
Wie immer in Frankfurt.
as
Alles
that's
top.
kind of short flight, I want to set up everything. So initial stop altitude 5000. Initial track we have max to 10. Yeah, let's go through that one initially.
Lufthansa 382, taxi holding point runway 25 center via November 3.
Distance 4.5 Fox Mike or a 1.5 Fox Romeo Delta 59.
Runway 25 center via number 3 Lima 3 lift down 32.
15.9, I want to set it up in here, and 14 to Frankfurt on the second set, just for reference. Or 800, which has later 10 left, to distance 12, which work here. Max to 10, we don't have the speeds, max to 10, why don't we have the speeds here? 134. Okay, it's somehow depicted some different way, so, but it's all the same. 143 and 137, and that one is, yeah, I want to have 210 and 2500 above on this one, and that should be easy to max to 10 until established on 116 track, so 210 in here maximum, and then we follow all the way through Amtix and Sindley, and that's set. So we don't need this one either. We can go Echo Delta Delta Mike and Munich. Check quick weather in Munich. The weather is good. 9,000, 10,000, 10 kilometers or more. Scattered 2,200, broken 3,600, 5 degrees. Greenwich 130. No significant change. And the wind is 270 to 17 knots. So it's awesome for runway 27. And we will pick up some arrival now. Rockkeep 1 Bravo ILS 26 right. 26 right, just to have it already in the box. And approach, not reference. I'm too quick. Arrival. Keep 1 Bravo. Rockhill 1 Bravo. Arrivals. And there was some transitions, I think. Rockhill to a transition. Okay. So we are going from Rockhill 5 Bravo 1 Bravo to Landu. No, to Mike, or what is it? Just let me check that. Okay, let's deselect that. So let's deselect all of this stuff, and yeah, once again, sorry. Let's 26 right. Via Rocky 1 Bravo. And the transition gonna be... Is it Landu? No, it doesn't make sense for me. Mike India Quebec in here. Delta Mike. It's gonna be probably something like this. So Rockhill and then Delta Mike 421. Rockhill to 6. Which is clearance limit Landu. Let's go Mike into Quebec initially, and now let's clear it up. We go from Valdo, Rockhill,
Frankfurt Tower, guten
Mike
Tag,
into
Ryanair
Quebec.
4 Lima Alpha with Golf, request IFR to Vienna.
And that's not the transition I want to have here.
October 6240, welcome to Frankfurt, taxi Mike 30,
Delta
hold
Mike,
short, correction Mike 28,
49,
hold short,
that's the
runway 25
transition I
center.
want to have. Sorry guys, it's a bit complicated, so... You know, I'm new, so let's say not really experienced. Rockhill, Mike into Quebec. Yeah.
Lufthansa 624 Sierra, very close enough.
Lufthansa 6240, taxi via Mike 28,
Rockhill.
hold short, runway 25
Again.
center.
Taxi via Mike 258, hold short, runway 25 center.
Delta Mike
Lufthansa
459,
32, wind 250
421.
degrees, 11 knots, runway 25 center.
Which one are you? Rockhill to 6 transition.
Hello, ready to copy?
Doesn't make any sense.
4 Lima Alpha is ready to copy.
4 Lima Alpha, Frankfurt Tower, hello. Correction information gold is current, startup approved, cleared Vienna, Cindy 4 Sierra,
Yeah, I
flight
just
plan
put it
route,
from
climb via SID
morning.
4000 feet, squawk 1000.
Mike into Quebec, which is not really necessary here, so
4 Lima
removed.
Alpha, please say again.
Delta
Right,
Mike
4 Lima Alpha, startup
41.
approved, cleared Vienna, Cindy
Almost
4
there, guys,
Sierra,
almost there.
flight planned route, climb
Delta
via
Mike
SID
42.
4000 feet, squawk 1000.
Cleared
423.
to Vienna, flight plan route, Cindy 4 Sierra, climb 4,000 feet and squawk 4,000.
44.
Negative, squawk 1000, 1000.
4 Lima Alpha,
45,
squawk
Delta
1,000, sorry.
Right, 4
45.
Lima Alpha, read back correct, kein Problem.
46. Sometimes you have to do it like this. Delta Mike 47. Especially the classics, they used to have very small memory for the waypoints, so it happened actually a lot that you have to type in all the waypoints manually. And sometimes you had to type it in as I don't know codec, I don't know vectors. So 10 left, codec, and then approach. Awesome. Sounds good to me.
Lufthansa 624 Sierra, hold and short, Mike 28.
So, we are done in the FMC.
Lufthansa
Go to
624
map.
Sierra, gate Alpha 24,
Just a
cross
performance
runway
to go,
25 center, taxi
which
right
is
on Lima,
on the first page of the
November
flight plan. 35 is cost index.
Roger, cross 25
Zero fuel
center,
46.7,
right on
so we
Lima.
can assume all the same passengers are going to
and left
Munich.
on November 7.
Roger, left
We
on
have
November 7, thank you.
3.6, 3.5 actually reserves. Cruising at 250. Top of climb, deviation is 0. N1 limit. climb to, let's say,
Lufthansa
full
886
takeoff.
on standoff 34.
We can go direct to takeoff.
Lufthansa 886,
From flaps 5, 129, 131, 140.
Lufthansa 624 Sierra, hold short of November.
140 set, and the speed 2931, 140. Just to double check the box. Plus 15, 210. And we need 5.5 tons of fuel,
Wind 250 degrees, 11 knots, 25 center, clear to land.
which is going to be ground services 5.5, 5.7, let's say.
Lufthansa 624 Sierra, Frankfurt Tower.
Instant. When I hit realistic, it doesn't work. For some reason, it doesn't give me fuel. So, okay, so we are all good to go now, and let me just send the new flight plan and change the route on the top panel for you. Let's start from this one. It's going to be Echo Delta.
Lufthansa 886 report ready for taxi.
Echo Delta Delta Fox, Echo Delta Delta Mike, and the new route is in. 40 Hotel cruising at 250 and 733, that's correct. That's done, and just type in the new flight plan into Vatsim and we're good to go almost. Just need a short break before we continue inbound. Usually we would have about 1 hour on the ground, so you can easily have a coffee, go for a toilet, something, and you have to do that, of course you have to do that. So we're going to from Echo Delta Fox to Echo Delta Delta Mike. Echo Delta Delta Fox is in standby. Departure time gonna be 15, let's say 45, about 20 minutes. That's the messages that I'm trying to paste something. I have 2 hours of fuel on board.
624 Sierra, can I take a stand?
Flight plan submitted.
Lufthansa 624 Sierra, absolutely, that's no problem. If you take your next left onto November 8, then left again onto November,
0 degrees,
you can
11
have
knots.
any standard choice between Victor.
Broken 1,800 feet. Temperature 7. 2.2 QNH 1032 trend. No SIG Frankfurt information Golf. Out. Frankfurt information Golf. Met report time 1450 Zulu. Expect ILS approach runways in use. Transition level 60. Wind 250 degrees 11 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers clouds. Broken 1,800 feet. Temperature 7. 2.
Okay, we know all of that already, so. And Frankfurt Lufthansa 42.
42 Hotel Tower,
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, information Golf stand Alpha 25.733, request clearance to Munich.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel Frankfurt Tower, hello, information Golf, current startup approved, cleared München, Cindy 4 Sierra, flight planned route, climb via SID 4,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
Cleared to destination Cindy 4 Sierra, 4,000 feet with squawk 1,000, Lufthansa 42.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, read back correct.
1,000, 4,000, so there was different altitude on the
Lufthansa 886
SID, but his
Lufthansa
is of
886
course
taxi via November
more important.
7,
Cindy 4
Lima,
Sierra.
hold short, Lima 6.
Departure.
Taxi via November 7, Lima, hold short, Lima 6, Lufthansa 886.
Cindy 4 Sierra. Runway 18. Okay, that's interesting. 18. Okay, why not? So let's just double check that one then. And I don't need Cindy, actually this one, so Cindy Jesus Christ, why is so many plates in here? That's the reason most of the pilots prefer to fly airports like, you know, Deep Greek Islands. So you have one departure, one arrival. Cindy 4 Sierra from runway 18. and it's just here. So straight ahead, 158, then read. No, that's 40, 2500 Amtix Cindy. And we need to just double check that.
Speedbird 908, welcome to Frankfurt, gate Victor 118, turn right onto Lima, hold short of November 7.
Speedbird 908,
So left turn,
welcome sir. Can we request
Amtix Cindy.
908 November, absolutely no problem. Can you say again, you confirm it was Delta 4?
Affirmative,
And
Delta
Vatsim.
4.
Speedbird 908 November, in that case
Awesome.
you can expect gate Delta
So guys,
4 and then taxi
we
right via
are
Lima, hold
on
short
stand
November
Alpha
7.
25. We are going to
Thanks
depart
for the
runway
gate Delta
18.
4, sir. Right on Lima, hold short November
So
7.
this is no
Speedbird
help for me
908
anymore, because runway 18 is further away.
For Lima Alpha,
And
request push back and start.
airport, here we
And
go,
for Lima
airport.
Alpha, push back.
Runway
approach,
18, initial track 117. 177, sorry.
Pushback approved, face east for Lima Alpha.
177.
And Ryanair for Lima Alpha, just to confirm, are you
177.
familiar
Again,
with
it's
the
RNF
transition
departure,
1?
so technically we don't have to do that, but I do it as a matter of habit. We will taxi from Alpha
For
to
Lima Alpha
5
also, in that case, push back.
via Limas, or probably even Novembers, all the way to November
Lima
holding point.
Alpha, push facing west.
18, and then Cindy departure, which you already briefed, 4,000 feet as a stop altitude. Yeah, that's initial time clearance, stop 1,000,
German cargo 1117.
and that's all set.
Stand Foxtrot 215.
Okay, so we will be running about 5 minutes from now.
Bergamo.
I am leaving you here for a second with our Vatsim
Lufthansa
colleagues,
Cargo
and should
1117
be
Frankfurt
here
Tower, hello,
very
information
soon.
Golf Current, started
And
approved,
before we go,
cleared
we're gonna run the
Bergamo,
brief all
Aniki
start
1 Lima,
checklist,
flight
and I will
plan
answer your
route.
questions
Climb
from
via
the
SID
chat.
4000 feet, Squawk 1000.
Clear to destination via Aniki 1 Lima departure 4000 feet. Squawk 1000. Lufthansa Cargo 1117.
Lufthansa Cargo 1117, read back correct. Lufthansa 886, taxi at holding point runway 25 center via Lima 6.
Taxi holding point runway 25 center via Lima 6, Lufthansa 886.
Speedbird 908 November, continue taxi, gate Delta 4 via Lima, November 1, hold short November.
Continue taxi on Lima, November 1, full shot November, Speedbird 908 November.
Lufthansa 886, wind 240 degrees, 11 knots, runway 25 center, cleared for takeoff.
Cliff takeoff, runway 25 center, Lufthansa 886.
Lufthansa Cargo 1117, ready for push and start.
Lufthansa Cargo 1117, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Lufthansa Cargo 1117.
Lufthansa 886 identified. Contact Langen Radar 120.8, safe flight, bye bye.
Contact Langen Radar 120.8, Lufthansa 886, bye bye.
Frankfurt Tower, Connie 701, good afternoon, radio check.
Connie 701, Frankfurt Tower, hello, read you 5.
Tower, Connie 701, with information, Golf, request 5 attendance to Zag.
Connie 701, information.
Okay, I'm
hotel
kind of
current,
back,
start
just waiting for my tea, and we'll be running in a second.
Via SID 4,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
1 hour taxi and airtime of 50 minutes, that's the point. Navigraph is the easiest. I do agree with you, Bartosz, but it's the easiest for me, but you wouldn't see the charts, and this way it's kind of like most immersive, so we all see the charts. So I prefer to use these ones. And the most the easiest to use are Jepsen on my iPad. So I just click in the route and the runway, and it will tell me all stuff. Dobry wieczór, Mirosław, cześć. Currently I'm a cadet Airbus A320 Vietjets. Hope to see you make a test landing 07 right on Tango Sierra November Airport. Maybe one day, why not? And this transition didn't work for me. Probably I'm not. I should keep trying, but the fastest way sometimes is just like typing it in yourself. So ladies and gents, once again, welcome to the channel. If I haven't said hello to you yet, we are in Munich on stand 25 Alpha, actually Alpha 25, on 737-300, and we are going to go to Munich, which is kind of short domestic flight. About 35 minutes of flight time. 39 minutes.
Taxi to holding point runway 18.
We almost ready to go, just checklist to run, and we'll be pushing back and starting up the engines in Frankfurt, so better push back, pre-planned pushback. Yeah, it's getting dark already, so I do believe we're gonna be facing back to the west, so kind of like this.
Ground to cockpit, Plaza knowledge, call me through the menu when you are ready.
He sounds French, not German, but yeah.
Ground to cockpit.
So let me get my tea, and we're going to go through the before start checklist.
November, continue taxi via November.
Roger, sir. Taxi via November, stand Delta 4, Super 908 November.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Ryanair for Lima Alpha, ready for taxi.
Ryanair for Lima Alpha, step by, call you back.
Microphone off. Yeah, that's my bad. I went for T and I forgot. Yeah, the APU is started. I did the before start and pre-flight checklist, as you probably noticed. I don't know if you heard that. Probably not.
Thank you very much for
But we did that. Anti-collision lights to go.
Ryanair for Lima Alpha, taxi to holding point runway 18 by November.
And yeah, I can give it some APU bleed. Now I can switch on the pumps and disconnect the ground power. Sorry guys, I just missed that.
Wind 240 degrees, 11 knots, runway 18, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 18, Lufthansa cargo 1117.
Frankfurt once again, Lufthansa 420, stand Alpha 25, request push and start please.
Lufthansa 42 hotel, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Lufthansa 420. And he gave me startup before, so parking brake is set.
Frankfurt Tower, hello, that's Lufthansa 8 X-ray November.
Time 1541.
Alpha 54, with information, Mike, correction, hotel, requesting air clearance to Krakow.
Lufthansa 8 X-ray November, no flight plan from you, please fly on.
Anti-collision light on. And I just said that this pushback guy sounds French.
Correction, Lufthansa 8 X-ray November, you haven't filed a flight plan yet.
Okay, I'll resend that, thanks.
And they're saying that we should start starting engines once he will start turning. So that's the best way to save fuel. Otherwise we would run the engines all the way pushing back. So that's kind of what CFM guys told us before.
Cleared Athens, Cindy for Sierra, flight planned route, climb via SID 4000 feet, squawk 2057.
Squawk 2057 and
yeah, just go through me, why not? There's no reason to wait.
Lufthansa 4 Max read back correct. Lufthansa 8 X-ray November, just to confirm your destination, Krakow.
Safer.
Lufthansa 8 X-ray November, information, hotel current.
Now I'm getting the charge from the company. They have to provide you with the charge and
climb via SID 4000 feet, squawk 1000.
Okay, we're clear to Krakow, Zulus 1.
Okay, starting engine number 2.
SIT, climb 4000 feet, squawk 1000, Lufthansa 8 X-ray November.
Lufthansa 8 X-ray November, read back correct.
And 2. Oil pressure should come up anytime. Oil pressure and 1.
Lufthansa cargo 1117 identified, contact Langenradar 120.8, bye bye.
120.8, bye bye.
Start it out. Again, we are going to wait until the temperature will start dropping. Should be around 590 in this temperature. Yeah, 595. And it's stabilized. Starting engine number 1. But if we were starting the engines, let's say in
set
parking brake set.
Connecting though, stand by.
We're starting engines, let's say in Egypt or Morocco when it was 40 something degrees. They can go up all the way to 700 something, which was very close to the limits. So the classics were really touchy in terms of engine temperatures. Yeah, 2 good starts, you can disconnect. I should wait until I do all the procedures, but I just don't need this guy. I already see the engine has started well. Otherwise, if you let him disconnect and then you have any malfunction, you have to call the company on the frequency if you want to go back to the gate. And it happens.
So disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time.
That's the most often, let's say, point at which the malfunction happen, or you detect a malfunction when you press recall after startup and you have something left. Again, we need to wait 1 minute for the EPU, so start switches, anti-ice not required, auto off, pressurization going to flight. Flaps 5, 1, 2, 5, flight controls, forward, keys there, back, left, right, and rudders, left, center, right, center, recall, checked, and before taxi checklist generators on, rope heat on, anti-ice is not required, isolation valve is auto, engine starts with continuous, recall is checked. Engine start level idle 10, flight controls check, ground equipment is clear, so APU is off. And I want to go airports, Frankfurt. Yeah, the night time will work a bit better, probably. Frankfurt, Lufthansa 4 request taxi.
So from the 40 hotel taxi to holding point runway 18 via November.
Via November to holding point 18, Lufthansa 42. So as we briefed, taxi lights on, clear left, clear and right, parking brake released, and config checked. 1546, so we should be in Munich in about 40 minutes.
Alpha give way to Lufthansa Boeing 737-300, joining November from the right.
4 Lima Alpha, give way to traffic ahead.
November, clear on the left, this guy will stop.
That's 2 for Charlie, ready for
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, taxi to the point runway 18 via November 5 and November.
So basically go all the way
1561, clear the left 25 center.
down to runway 18.
Clear Dallas 25 center, Lufthansa 1561.
Which is
Lufthansa 18 Charlie, speed 220 knots, descent 4000 feet, QNH 1032.
Before takeoff, flaps,
descent 4000,
white parking lights, stop trim.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, give way to Ryanair Boeing 737, crossing left to right at
4
November.
units are set before takeoff check is completed. And you want to be...
Lufthansa 4 Mike Juliet, extend Alpha 20, ready for push and start.
That station constant only?
Lufthansa 4 Mike Juliet.
Lufthansa 4 Mike Juliet, pushback approved.
Pushback approved for Mike Juliet.
Frankfurt Tower, good Lufthansa 3 Tango Yankee, and Foxtrot 222 information hotel request startup. 3 Tango Yankee, Tower hello, stand by, call you.
Lufthansa 22, there's no active runway in the ATIS.
Lufthansa 22, active runway 25 center, and the 8 is there. It should work at the moment, but we had a little problem.
Okay, Roger that. Vielen Dank.
Should be. Lufthansa 22, it should be hotel current.
Is there anybody taxiing behind me? Yeah. Ryanair holding out.
Guten Nachmittag, Lufthansa 5 Charlie Kilo Alpha 58 Info Hotel Request Startup.
Last station, clear party position, please.
Lufthansa 5 Charlie Kilo, stand Alpha 58.
Lufthansa 5 Charlie Kilo Langen, head off, standby, call you. Lufthansa 3 Tango Yankee, ready to copy?
Go ahead, Lufthansa 3 Tango Yankee.
3 Tango Yankee, information hotel, cleared Friedrichshafen and Neki von Lima departure, flight plan route, climb via 4000, feet scope 1000.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Yankee, setup approved, cleared Friedrichshafen and Neki von Lima, flight plan route, 4000 feet and scope 1000.
3 Tango Yankee, read back correct, setup approved, report ready for push.
Setup approved, vehicle Lufthansa 3 Tango Yankee.
Lufthansa 1561, speed 220 knots or greater. Lufthansa 1561, speed 220 knots or greater.
Sorry, speed 220 or greater, Lufthansa 1561.
27 knots taxi speed.
Lufthansa 4 to hotel, wind in Frankfurt 24 over the gates 1 knots, runway 18, cleared for takeoff.
Confirm for Lufthansa 40 Hotel, cleared for takeoff, runway 18.
Confirm.
Thank you, cleared for takeoff 18, Lufthansa 40 Hotel.
Lufthansa 5 Charlie Kilo, ready to copy.
So, cleared for takeoff, flights.
5 Charlie Kilo, cleared
Show
Lima,
lights.
Aneki von Lima, 4000, scope 1000.
And transponder.
5 Charlie Kilo, cleared Liebe, Aneki von Lima, 4000, 1000.
5 Charlie Kilo, read back correct, setup approved,
Yeah,
report
now
ready
it's
for
looking
push.
way better
Charlie Kilo, start approved, vehicle.
before. And with this active sky.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Yankee, request pushback.
3 Tango Yankee, push approved, by south.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Yankee, pushback, proof, facing south.
And we done the before.
Lufthansa 5 Charlie Kilo, request pushback.
5 Charlie Kilo, push approved.
5 Charlie Kilo, push approved.
November 17 and the runway is in front of us still.
Tower 2701.
He gave me this
Sierra
clearance very early.
505, request pushback.
So I just don't want to miss the runway. It would be kind of shame or lame to miss the runway. And I confirm clear to line up and take off runway 18. Clear on the right. Just to double check if there's nobody. Even with ATC.
2701.
Lufthansa 2,
Rolling
Frankfurt Tower,
take, so
schönen guten Abend.
timing.
We have information hotel on board, requesting FAQ to La Vita.
Lufthansa 22, I have you. Call you back. Last station,
Stabilized.
calling Frankfurt
Takeoff
Tower
trust.
again, please. Call sign only.
Call me 701.
Sir, could you report your position on the airport?
Position is Sierra 505.
80 knots.
Thank you very much. Confirm requesting pushback.
Affirmative. Pushback.
Your pushback is approved, sir.
V1,
Pushback approved.
rotate.
For Lima Alpha, could line up runway 18.
For Lima Alpha runway, line up runway 18.
Positive rate, get up. And again, 400 LF. We have to beat N1, climb thrust.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, we are departing Ryanair Boeing 737, line up runway 18, wait behind.
1000, autopilot on. And takeoff time was 52.
Lufthansa 4 to hotel, identified, climb flight level 110.
Climbing 110, Lufthansa 4 to tell.
And Lufthansa 4 to hotel, switch to frequency 120, please.
120, second frequency please, 4 to tell.
1208.
208, thank you very much, bye bye, 4 to tell.
Just switching frequency, just stay with me.
approach Lufthansa 40 Hotel passing 2500 to level 110 on Cindy departure.
Hello, runway 4 Lima Alpha, wind 240 degrees, 1 knots, runway 18, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 18, clear for takeoff, runway 4 Lima Alpha.
Runway 1561, speed 200 knots until red go.
Speed 200 until red go. Lufthansa 4 Mike Juliet, ready for taxi.
Speed 210.
For the 4 Mike Juliet, behind the company, taxi holding point 18, via November, 8 November.
Flaps 1.
Taxi runway 18, behind company traffic, Lufthansa 4 Mike Juliet.
For the 22, ready to copy.
Ready to copy, Lufthansa 2.
For the 22 information hotel,
190.
cleared Echo Papa Papa Oscar, Tobacco 3 Whiskey departure, flight plan route, climb via SID flight level 70, squawk 2070.
Flaps up, no lights. VNAV.
And Lufthansa 22 cleared to La Vita, Echo Papa Papa Oscar. Tobacco 3 Whiskey departure, climb SID level 70 and squawk 2070.
For the 22 read back correct, your startup is approved.
Engine bleeds on.
And report ready for
Quite dark here.
Call you back for ready for pushback, Lufthansa 2.
Switch to my frequency 1 to the right.
I'm on 120.
Confirm no, so Lufthansa 22.
Switch to my main frequency 1 to the right.
Gear up enough, flaps up, no lights. After taking check is completed.
120.8 for Lufthansa 22.
Negative, runway 4 Lima Alpha.
4 Lima Alpha, 120.8.
Convert return right heading 220, clear ILS 25 center.
And sits down
Right,
there.
it is here, clear ILS 25 center, Russian 1 Charlie.
1013.
Runway 25 center, clear to land.
Clear to land 25 center, Lufthansa 1561, speed is ours.
Speed is yours, Lufthansa 24 Charlie, wind 240 degrees, 1 knots, runway 18, clear for takeoff. For the 5 Charlie Kilo, ready for taxi.
5 Charlie Kilo, hab gefragt, gut.
For the 5 Charlie Kilo, taxi down the point, runway 18, via November 8 and November.
Lufthansa 5 Charlie Kilo, 18, November 8 November. 3 Tango Yankee, request taxi.
Yeah, we'll answer questions in the chat. Just after we leave the...
For the 3 Tango Yankee, report 18, November 4 November.
For the 4 Lima Alpha, level 1 bomb
3500 climbing Port House.
4 Lima Alpha, climb level 1 bomb 0.
Flight level 110 for Lima Alpha.
For the 24 Charlie, Scott More Charlie.
More Charlie.
For the 1561, Monitor Tower 119 at the Simonana.
Monitor Tower 119, Lufthansa 1561, choose.
And approach Lufthansa 40 Hotel 110 inbound to Antix. I don't know if I checked it.
That's correct at this point, but you can contact Langen 123.275.
23275 for Hawaii 40 Hotel. I was not sure if I checked
119er, information hotel on board at Victor 119er.
Good evening, Langen, Lufthansa 40 Hotel, passing 93, climbing 110 inbound to Antix.
Porto Hotel identified, number level 250.
Climbing 250, Lufthansa 40 Hotel, thank you.
Eine 880, contact Langen Radar 120.8, bye bye.
And 250.
120.8 for Ryanair 860, bye bye.
It's set. So flight level 100 fuel is balanced. We have 4 pumps, lights are coming to off. AP is off.
Porto Hotel, proceed direct, Delta Kilo Bravo.
Direct to Dinkersburg, Porto Hotel, thank you. Delta Kilo Bravo. Executed. Fuel balance, lights off, aircon, press, climbing set. Recall. Checked and passengers hotel just for a while. So they have some chance to run around the cabin for a while. And I don't need to climb so quickly. There's no reason. It's a short flight. below 10,000 feet, and that's all set. So back to chat. mic off. That was the suicide stuff we had. How fast can you move around the airport? It's depending on the airport, and it's depending on the company as well. But it's usually up to 30 knots on taxiway and up to 15 on aprons, but might be less. Adrian, cześć Adrian. Give your mic a little bit louder. Okay, why not? It should be better just now. It just got quite loud because of the ATC. So hopefully you can hear me well now. Okay, in the meantime we can double check what's the fuel on the top of climb in here. So top of climb we should have 4,100, and it will take about 11 minutes. Is it? No, sorry. Top of climb will take 11 minutes, and we should have 4,100. And going back to the airports, we don't need Frankfurt anymore, although we need Munich. And we don't need this Frankfurt. Weather from Munich, 27017, scatter 2300, QNH 130, 1030. It's coming up in here. And one limit, I don't need this reduced climb anymore. So we're going to approach runway 27. Or 26 Munich.
For Charlie, flight level 110.
Number 2 for Charlie, identified climb flight level 400.
Airport.
Flight level 400, 200.
And there is nobody in here, at least not yet, so we're going to land on 26 right. Probably in just taxi terminal 2. Or, depending, or maybe Terminal 1. We'll see. Okay.
Tattoo for Charlie, squawk 2073.
Squawk 2073.
Descent in 96 miles, so there's gonna be short flight. About 80 miles and cruise. Let's go through the points once again, really quickly.
460, yeah, I already thought that.
We start from point
Hello, Ryanair 4 Lima Alpha, flight level
Rock Hill. Then we go to Delta Mike 41.
Climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Ryanair 4 Lima Alpha.
422, 423, no restrictions on that ones.
Sleeper 16, monitor Unicom 122,
427, 428.
122.8, thank you, Sleeper 16.
And 429, which is expected radar vectors, but we won't expect any radar vectors. Then we go to Gudeg, which is already on ILS. 26 right. Gudeg. And that's our fine approach point, sorry, Gudeg at 5,000 feet. I don't want to have 5,000 above, I want to have 5,000 at. And just to make sure we are going to fit that, I want to have 9,000 below. Extra 90 below. Nope, not going to reboot anything. So 9,000, maybe that's gonna be safe side. We start from 5,000 down to minimums of 1649. So 1649 is set, and that's 200 radio, which is set on left and right. And in case of miss approach, we're going to go straight ahead 1 mile and then right to, like in the Quebec, 426, which we would like to set up in ADF 426. 426, and that's active, isn't it? It is. And just for reference,
for Charlie, reduce speed to 250 knots or less.
I want to have it here on the AD. Final approach track 261.
Alpha, speed 300 knots or greater.
Lima Alpha, 300 knots.
261 on the right side as well. And the frequency 1087. 108.7 and 108.7 right side as well. Minimum set, and it's 11-4 ILS localizer 26. 108.7 261 minimum set. Okay, minimum set, and the airport elevation 1,500, not 500. Yeah, I missed 1,000. Doesn't really matter because this system would depressurize it anyway, but on touchdown. But you want to have it. MSA 2,700, and again we start from 5,000 down to minimums which are set. And for taxi we do expect to vacate by 6. So 4,100 is supposed to be on top of climb in 11 minutes. It was there. And we're going to use another ton, so 50.2, let's say. 136 plus 5. Auto brake 3. Again, idle reverse for noise abandonment. Then November and all the way to 8.
Hello, Lufthansa 4 Uniform Tango 2600 climbing 5000 details for Bravo.
Charts, checklist, baseline checklist, press station, landing at 1500 set, recall. Checked auto brake 3, landing data VREF minimum, so VREF 136. Just correction on that, 136 minimums, 200 and 1650 set. Road briefing completed, descent checklist completed. So we do have some time, I guess. We still have about 60 miles to double descent, which is not too bad. I just wonder if they have set up the 80s in Munich. Probably not, but no, there's no 80s there. He still might come up. He still might come up before we land. 1228 for the Unicom later on, and that's it.
Langen runner Ryanair 16 Bravo radio check. 16 Bravo Lang radar radio 5. Convert Ryanair 16 Bravo flight level 320 10 miles to Sonoma.
On board, it's flying over the Atlantic. Camille, thank you very much. Munich 1715. 260 knots, broken 4200, König 1031. Thanks, 1031 is set on standby.
5 Charlie Kilo identified, climb flight level 270.
5 Charlie Kilo, climb 270.
Langen radar, good afternoon. Lufthansa 23, passing flight level 161, departed Paderborn for Prague.
23 Lang radar, low, squawk 1000.
Squawking 1000, Lufthansa 23.
Yeah, and Daniel has really a lot of health and time to fly this kind of long haul flights. Lately I'm feeling like I'm flying a lot, but this guy has like 7,000 hours on Vatsim, above 7,000. Are you already 7.5?
Runway 16 Bravo, Langen radar. Go. Runway 16 Bravo, may we have an arrival starter and the runway, please? 16 Bravo, please check Frankfurt 8 for that. I don't assign the runway.
So this weather looks a bit better than the default. We can go with logo and wait on.
8442 Lang radar, hello, squawk 1000. Squawk 1000, Volata 8442.
Yeah, it's better looking, definitely.
Final 4 Lima Alpha, monitor Unicom 128, bye bye.
122, decimal 8, bye bye, vielen Dank.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
If you have active sky, you can always check actual matter on any airport. Yeah, I can do that, but I can do that in here as well. But this one was sold, you're right. And the active sky, current position, weather control condition, flight plan briefing. Okay. I don't want to touch that. 132550.
London radar, good afternoon. Lufthansa 4 Mike US passing 5200 in the Sierra.
Lufthansa 4 Mike US identified climb flight level 310.
Radar, good evening. Lufthansa 48 250 inbound to Anora.
So 24 Hotel München radar low identified, descent flight level 150.
Descending to flight level 150, Lufthansa 48. So 150 is set. We have to start with vertical speed. And as soon as we leave at 270 should work. And as soon as we leave 300 feet from 250 we can engage VNAV. On NG you can just hit descend now button, but on this one you cannot. So now we're 300 feet away, you can go with VNAV. Check altitude target. Yeah, I'm checking altitude target. Okay, it should accept VNAV already, but it doesn't whatsoever. So the seatbelt sign is going back to on. And we are flying just almost like halfway there. And
hello, Ryanair 4 Lima Alpha, flight
where are
number
we?
290, climbing 350.
Lima Alpha München radar servos identified, climb flight level 350, proceed direct Akiba.
Hard to tell.
Climb flight level 350 and direct Akiba, Ryanair 4 Lima Alpha.
Okay.
So 4 Tango Tango, proceed direct
We're
Arab
almost
Tank.
approaching Rockville yet, so.
Direct Arab Lufthansa 4 Tango Tango.
Is there going to be coverage for the approach?
Inbound. Chief that descending through flight level 340.
Canadian 462 München radar low, squawk 4572.
Squawk 4572, Scandinavian 462.
So 2 for Charlie München radar low identified, no speed restriction.
Awesome, he came on. He came up.
So 2 for Charlie München radar low identified, no speed restriction.
So we're going to have the coverage all the way down to Munich. Very nice.
Canadian 462 radar contact, descent flight level 220.
Descent flight level 220, Scandinavian 462.
So 4 Tango Tango, contact Langen 123.275, tschüss.
And again, for the people who just came to the channel after landing, you will see the landing performance just on the top bottom right of the screen like that, and that's the test message. So we should be landing in about 36:12, so about 12 minutes from now. And that's our second and the last sector for today on 737-300.
Good to November, via set 7 servos for 1000, we'll check box,
If you have any suggestions what should come next, which airplane we should fly.
100, descent flight level 100.
Left 100, descending 100, Lufthansa 42. Heading select.
So 2 for Charlie, descent flight level 150.
100. 100. So we'll go basically. Sorry, I was started to say something. So if you have any suggestions which airplane we should fly later on, just leave me that in the comment section or in the chat. As my Polish subscribers know probably, I have quite a big selection of Boeing fleet. Starting with Century 200, 300, 6, 7, 8, 900, and then 737 Max 8, I think. So we can choose out of them. Or 727. What else I do have there? I can actually show the fleet after the landing. So maybe we'll have some idea which one we should fly next. Because this one we're flying, somebody will actually requested it, so I'm happy for any suggestion. It's getting a bit dark inside. I'm not sure.
Stops with 13 Golf Foxtrot flight level
I can even move light. I'm not sure if there is any shader or something on, but I don't think so. Yeah, don't light right.
München Radar, schönen guten Abend, Oscar Echo, Sierra Charlie Foxtrot, passing 8,500, climbing flight level 140 downtown.
Echo, Sierra Charlie Foxtrot, München Radar, Servus identified.
How do you come with top of climb? Yeah, let's make it 180, so you give me some better idea.
So 2 for Charlie, fly heading 130.
Heading 130.
So 4-2 hotel rate of descent 2,500 feet per minute or greater, expect runway 26 right.
26 right and 2,500 per minute or greater, Lufthansa 42. 2,600 should work, 26 right, expected 12 miles.
München Radar, schönen guten
And
Abend.
4 miles.
Lufthansa 2 Lima Tango.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go give me the shortcut again.
Information Foxtrot on board, request IFR to
So let's go with
Luxembourg.
level change. And 10 checks. I want to do it early. Fuel balanced.
So 2 Lima Tango, München Radar, Servus, info Fox, start
4
up
pumps, lights on.
cleared, Luxembourg,
And now we have log light on.
flight level 70,
Air compress, descending set, passengers, seated, Rico.
Jedes Fall to Luxembourg via
Check
the
stand
Vida
master landing clear
6
10
Sierra
minutes.
departure, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk on board is 1,000, Lufthansa 2 Lima Tango.
2 Lima Tango, negative, initial climb,
2,500
flight level
I want.
70.
Initial climb flight level 70, Lufthansa 2 Lima Tango.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, will it be the 08 for INS?
So 2 for Charlie, check information Foxtrot, ILS runway 26 right or 26 left.
Roger, thank you, 26 right.
Now the
Negative,
ages
26 right or 26
should be
left,
available.
decision will be done later.
Roger, thank you, 26 right.
München Radar, Lufthansa 2 for 8 on
123,
runway 26 right, ready for takeoff.
Lufthansa 248, advise ready to copy your clearance.
Roger, ready to copy, Lufthansa 2 for 8.
123,
248, clear Barcelona, Turbo 7 November, flight blend route, climb by asset, flight level 70, squawk 2313.
Okay,
To
whatever.
destination Barcelona via Turbo 7 November, departure, climb 7,000 feet, flight level 70, sorry.
Okay, because it's
SID, and squawk
I know.
2313.
Level 60. Wind 270 degrees 16 knots. Visibility
248,
10
expect
kilometers.
correct, line up runway 26 right.
Broken 4,200 feet.
Line up runway 26 right.
2.0 QNH 1031 trend. Nozick Moonkin information Foxtrot. Out.
okay. We have the 80s already. So 10 checks are done. They're a bit fast, so need to slow that down.
So 248, contact tower 118.7.
Tower 118.7, Lufthansa 2 for 8.
Lufthansa 42 hotel,
18.7.
080.
Left heading 00, Lufthansa 42. 00, set.
München Radar, Lufthansa 5.
18.7 is Munich. 118.
7 flight level 300, and I'm very sorry I didn't see the pop-up, so unfortunately I wasn't able to contact you in about 10 minutes. I'm very sorry.
Hier oben kein Stress, nur Witz, wisst ihr halt, außer mal als erstes bitte gleich wieder auf Unicom.
Roger, Unicom, Bestand 5 Hotel.
So 2 for Charlie, descent flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110.
So 4 to hotel, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1031.
Descending 5,000 QNH 1031, Lufthansa 422. 5,000.
Oscar Charlie Foxtrot, climb flight level 220.
1031.
Can you bid 462, monitor the combat
1031, 1031.
What's the total mate? Can I 462? Have a nice evening.
Speed brake is there, and we want to go level change to 50, 100. So frequencies, we have 1087. Where is it? 1087.
Radar, good evening, Lufthansa 7, Papa
Course
Lima,
says
with
261.
you, passing 6,000,
261, standby
climbing
instrument
flight
set.
level 240.
And the rings are in, approach checklist.
7 Papa Lima, München radar 7,
Altimeters
Squawk 1000,
1021, 1021, 1021 set.
Squawk
Approach
1000
check is
and
completed.
flight level 100, Lufthansa 7, Papa Lima.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, expect ILS runway 26 right.
Expect ILS runway 26 right. Radar, good evening, with the 1047 with you, fly over 30.
The 1047 München radar, hello, Squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000 for the 1047.
München radar, good evening, Lufthansa 23, flight level 270.
So 23 München radar, low, good evening, climb flight correction, maintain level 270.
Roger, maintain level 270, Lufthansa 23.
Good, good. Descending 5,000, speed brakes are up.
7 Papa Lima, climb flight level 240.
That's the best we can do on this
Climb flight
descent.
level 240, Lufthansa 7, Papa Lima. München radar, die Lufthansa 248, climbing flight level 70.
So 248 München radar, Servus identified, climb flight level 310 via SIT.
Climbing flight level 310 via SIT, Lufthansa 248.
Yeah, so he gave me that shortcut, and now I can't really do much about that. I'm too high.
München radar, good afternoon, Lufthansa 4 Mike US with you, passing 266.
How many miles we have to go? 31.
For Mike Juliet, München radar, hello identified, climb flight level 350.
And yeah, we're ready for base.
Climb 350, Lufthansa 4 Mike US.
And Lufthansa 40 is ready for base anytime.
So 4 to Juliet, Roger, turn right heading 230, clear LS 26 right. So 4 to hotel, turn right heading 230, clear LS 26 right.
230 to the right and clear LS to 6 right, Lufthansa 42.
So 2 for Charlie, turn left heading 080.
230.
080, Lufthansa 2 for Charlie.
We're 20 miles outbound, so that's far away.
Weekend Connie 701, flight level 310, Mach decimal 72, request flight level 350 S5.
Connie 701, München radar, hello identified, proceed direct EBEDA, climb flight level 350, no speed restriction.
What's the temperature? 2 degrees, so engine anti-ice on.
Proceed direct EBEDA, climb flight level 350, no speed restrictions, Connie 701.
And I armed the speed brake early.
Lufthansa 4 Mike Juliet, no speed restrictions.
I have the glide though, but I don't have the localizer. And it's 42 knots headwind. So
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1031.
approach is armed.
5,000 feet, QNH 1031, Lufthansa 2 for Charlie.
Swiss 1 3 Golf Foxtrot, descend flight level 340.
340, top Swiss 1, 3 Golf Fox.
So if there's any control, I need the parking stands as well. Parking stands probably
Eurowing 7 Zulu Juliet level 120
east, not west, I don't know.
7 Zulu Juliet, München Red Alert, default, climb flight level 340.
Climb level 340, Eurowing 7 Zulu Juliet.
Okay, let's stick back to the flight. On the ground we can always stop. Follow capture, 261. Set. Lufthansa 40 fully established, localizer 26 right. If nobody sounds like it's time for tea. That's better. Yeah, flaps 1. Speed 190.
So 42 Hotel, contact tower 118.7, bye bye.
187, have a good night, Lufthansa 42. Good evening tower, Lufthansa 42, fully established 26 right at 15 miles outbound.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, München Tower, good afternoon. Wind 270 degrees, 16 knots, runway 26 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 26 right, Lufthansa 42 Hotel, thank you. Clear to land, lights on. That was early. Maybe this guy can tell me. And Lufthansa 42 Hotel, do you know where should I expect to taxi after landing?
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, say it again please.
Do you know expected stand for us, Lufthansa 42 Hotel?
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, expect stand 223 Bravo.
Expecting 223 Bravo 42 Hotel. And it's just in here, so as briefed. So vacating Alpha 9er and then all the way down to 3 Bravo. Let's go back to the chart. This one we don't need anymore. This one we don't need either. We just need this one, climbing to 5,000 feet. So runway heading 261, miss approach to 5,000 set. And we will have even the continuous descent. We didn't do the level flight on this leg, which is not too bad. We are clear to land already. Just the last thing to do is the landing checklist. So I do prepare that. Lights are captured. Miss approach 5,000 set. We still have 10 miles to go, so there is no reason to hurry. Dobry wieczór, Jan. "63 people watching me, very nice. So everybody, welcome to the channel once again. And we already landing down in Munich after doing 2 flights from Charles De Gaulle and then Frankfurt. And we're flying 737-300 in X-plane 11. Flaps going to 5, please. Speed check, flaps 5, speed 170. And if you enjoyed the video, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel.
Munich delivery, Lufthansa 1378, gate.
Hopefully you can give me some suggestions where to fly after we land here and which airplane we should be flying.
LDU 8417, taxi to holding point runway 26 right via November Alpha 13.
November Alpha 13, LDU 8417.
Yeah, this guy is very loud again.
Lufthansa 1378, we have no flight plan from you, and please change your call sign. Lufthansa is Delta Lima Hotel.
Okay, awesome. Now should be better. 6 miles, approaching, gear down, flaps 15. Speed 150. Start switch is continuous. We don't need the engine anti-ice anymore. And landing checklist will be after we set up the flaps 230. Flaps 30. Flaps 5.
LDU8417, Roger, pre-cleared intersection Alpha 12.
Pre-cleared Alpha 12, LDU8417.
Speed 140. Landing checklist. Engine start switch is continuous. Speed brake armed. Landing gear down to the green. Flaps, I have 30. 30. Green light. Landing check is completed. We are clear to land.
Tarom 312 Juliet, München apron is online now. Contact apron 121 decimal 775.
11775. Thank you, Tarom 131 Juliet.
I will just prepare that for me. 775 later on after landing. And manual flight. See again, okay, now I can move the throttles. So it happened again, so once I disconnect the yaw throttles, I'm not able to move the throttles back and forth.
Destination Bologna.
Bologna. Checked. Stabilize, continue.
210, München apron is online. Contact apron 121 decimal 775.
Okay, thank you. 121.775. 81110.
Maybe we can just take the first one left on landing. That would work nicely. And I'm going slightly below. It's a bit turbulent, just a little. And we do have left crosswind. Not much, but still. At least at this altitude. It's probably going to be
400.
calm before we reach the ground.
300.
Checked.
Minimum.
Continue.
München Tower, good evening. Lufthansa for Charlie, cleared ILS runway 26.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, München Tower, good afternoon. Number 3.
50,
Number 3.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brakes up. Reversers idle for the noise abandonment again, and manual braking, so we are able to locate on the first one. $80 knots. And 60 knots. Our reverse is going back. Taxi light on. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Munich.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, taxi to entry November 3 via Alpha 9er.
To November 3 via Alpha 9er, Lufthansa 42. Alpha 9er, November 3, so we go straight ahead. Runway vacated now. So we can go flaps up. Lights off.
LTU 8417, wind 270 degrees, 16 knots, runway 26 right, cleared for takeoff.
26 right, cleared for takeoff, LTU 8417.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel, contact München apron 121 decimal 7, bye bye.
117, have a good night, Lufthansa 42.
Thank you.
121.775. Ground Lufthansa 42 Hotel vacated at November 3. Did he say 7? I think he said 7.
Lufthansa 42 Hotel,
No, he didn't.
apron, good evening. Taxi gate 211 via Whiskey 2, straight ahead.
Whiskey 2 to gate 211, Lufthansa 42 Hotel. Thank you very much. And auto brake is going to off. So straight ahead to gate 211. So it's a little bit of change, but it's just in here. Not much difference.
Munich delivery, Lufthansa 1378, gate 108, information Foxtrot, request IFR clearance to Berlin-Brandenburg.
Lufthansa 1378, München Apron. Schönen guten Abend. Startup approved. Cleared Berlin-Brandenburg, Akini 1 November. Departure, flight plan route, climb via SID flight level 70, squawk 1000.
And as soon as we reach the gate, I will shut down everything, read the shutdown checklist, and then I'll be back with you on the chat to answer questions if you have any, and we might discuss where to go next. 205.
Can you say again, please?
Ja, kein Problem.
207.
1378, startup approved, cleared Berlin-Brandenburg, Akini 1 November departure, flight plan route, climb via SID, flight level 70, squawk 1000.
So 209 or 201, 210, sorry, 201, again I said 201. And stand 211, there we go. Clear on the left. Taxi light is going to be off. And APU on bus. So this one is handling really nicely, as I said before. It's giving you a good feeling of the real airplane.
München ground, Lufthansa 2 Lima Tango request taxi.
So if you have a couple of spare bucks, it's a good investment. And it's
Lufthansa 2 Lima Tango taxi to entry Sierra 8 via Delta 3
737-8, that should work for me. It's a bit longer, but
to entry point.
maybe some
Sierra
buses.
8 via Delta 3
So
Blue Line,
engines are going to off.
Oscar 2, Lufthansa 2 Lima Tango.
Off and off. Seatbelts are off, and now we do full shutdown. So IRS is off, fuel dampener off, fuel pumps are going to be off as well. Galley power off, and just wonder one thing: if I switch on the galley power. Now it's on. And that's still on. So the long story short is that this galley power is not only providing the power to the galleys, but for some other systems like toilets and a logo light. So if you switch off the galley power, the logo light won't come on, which is interesting because some people are just it happened before in my previous airline that they wrote the logo light not working in the tech log, and it appeared that the galley power was off. Oh, come on, I have a problem with click points today. Just a fact, there's a short fact. And back to flight. So anti-action light is off. Transponder is going to off, and 2000. And the shutdown checklist for the last time today. Fuel pumps are off, probe heat is off, hydraulic pan is set, flaps are up, parking brake is set, engine start level is cut off, weather radar is off. And we can get some ground power please. And since the ground power is on, we'll switch off the APU just in a minute. So before I leave,
Lufthansa 2 Lima Tango holding short entry Sierra 8.
before I leave, I will be back on the chat with you.
Guten Flug, ciao.
Just want to switch it off so we're not getting disturbed too much. and I want to set 122.8 on active side. So the next flight I won't forget the frequency. So welcome to Munich once again, guys, and we are in Munich. It was fun, actually. It was fun to fly with you guys today, these two sectors. You have plans for Polish stream today? Not today, sir. Not today, Daniel. I am going to prepare myself for tomorrow, actually, and next stream will be in Polish in my channel. And you can actually stream something. You can actually stream something, because why not? Maybe an airport in the Alps. Probably, because we should fly somewhere. Bonzo is saying maybe two flights, one short flight and then normal flight. For instance, Munich, Innsbruck, then Innsbruck, Nice. I think it's a good idea. Sounds like. I have planned for Atlantic group flight. I heard about that. I've noticed you speak English on these streams. Yes, exactly, on that one. Lippe, Bologna, that's correct. Having real life pilots taxiing after landing without any stops. How they look on maps, communicate, clean cockpit simultaneously. You have to remember that we are two in flight deck, so one is taxiing and the other one is cleaning up. And in 737 the captain would be taxiing the aircraft and the FO would be doing the radio, check the charts, write the route down, and then clean up. So it's way easier than that one. Okay, and maybe you can go to off. Dlaczego niektóre linie pozwalają kołać włączone autothrottle? So why some airlines are allowing to taxi with the autothrottle on, some not? It's just depending on the airline. Nothing really specific. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming today. Leave me a like below the video and subscribe to the channel if you like the stream. And I do hope to see you next time on another flight. I can show you one more thing before we leave, if you are patient enough. So we have 727, 727, 200, 200 advanced, 737 all the way up to 800 X-ray, 900 and Max 8. So we have to think which one we should fly next. I do have as well some Airbuses and some generic airplanes from X-Plane, but that's not really worth flying, and the Beast jets, of course. 757, 767, Concorde, which is quite a beautiful airplane, and it's super difficult to fly. I did one flight in that. I managed to fly some unrealistic Heathrow to Warsaw, or Warsaw to Heathrow, I think, in like 1 hour and 5 minutes. So that's super fast one. Boeing 737 MAX, Alaska, Ryanair Concept. That would be a nice livery for Ryanair. They having the same paint job since like 20 years already, so I guess it's time for a change. TUI Fly and Boeing House livery. Yeah, let's give it a try. Why not start new flight? You can wait for a second. If you would like to leave, thank you very much for coming, and we'll not be flying this one. Just want to check if all the stuff is running, and you will see the difference between 737 Classic and Max, which is 2 generations further. It's not certain that it will load up because last two loading screens, it just went back to desktop. So kind of pain in the ass. But maybe it will. We can give it a couple of seconds. I'm not able to see the chat at the moment because if I switch the screen to chat, it might just crash the X-plane. So I don't want to try it out. It should be no longer than 2 minutes. And I just saw the news. Somebody sent me a news on the Messenger on Facebook that actually PMDG said that they will release 737 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but it will release 737-700 first. But I cannot see any release date. It was supposed to be out before Christmas, and it's still not there. Yeah, but I prefer that to be a bit longer and to be nicely done, that they release some piece of garbage. Okay, so welcome to our 737 MAX. And where is it? There should be battery switch flight and view aviation flashlight. Yeah, there we go. Let's start some APU or not. I have the ground power here, so let's give it some ground power. And the dome light is going to bright so we can see something inside the airplane. Just to tell you one thing that you can actually notice, that 737-300 was made in early 80s. Actually, it was designed in early 80s. It came into services like half 80, mid 80s. And you may notice that since 80s till 2000, I think it was 15, the first flight of this, nothing really has changed. Like MCP and all the overhead panel, everything is just the same. So that's what Boeing did. They didn't really go far away forward. Okay, so anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming. Maybe next flight we'll be doing on this 737. It's based on Zibo, but it has a really nice quality sounds compared to Zibo, and it's not so frame rate consuming as Level Up, which I don't really like, to be honest. I mean, I like it, but it's not my favorite. In this one I have almost 30 frames per second, so come on, that's a kind of difference. So, thank you very much for coming, last glimpse on the chat, and I do see you next time. Bye bye.